Begin shortly. A cabinet meeting on Thursday night. The president announced that U.S. negotiators had reached a deal in Gaza. Hamas would lay down its weapons if Israel agrees to withdraw from the territory. The question is, who goes first? Here's ABC's Karen Travers.
There are a lot of questions about the timeline on this, essentially a who goes first to make this happen. But this would be a significant move if it actually comes to fruition. But that's a big if, because there are a lot of questions about how this could actually pan out at this point.
A heat dome across the West, putting about 70 million people under warnings. Las Vegas could reach its hottest temperature ever this weekend. As for the Pacific Northwest, wildfires are the main concern. The state of New York has sued Kalshi, alleging its prediction market is nothing more than illegal, unlicensed gambling, in a large part because outcomes depend on chance rather than skill. This is ABC News. Fighting with Iran has been bad for drivers thanks to higher gas prices, but those higher gas prices have been very good for big oil.
As consumers face the pain at the pump, the nation's major oil and gas companies are celebrating massive profits, also a byproduct of the U.S.-Iran conflict. ExxonMobil reported second quarter profits of $14.5 billion, up 105% from the same period a year ago. Chevron's profit from April to June was nearly quadruple the second quarter of 2025.
The chief operating officer of FIFA is the latest official to come out against President Gianni Infantino's plan to sell the World Cup to private equity. He says he and other FIFA staffers were deceived by the plan and that it must not be allowed to go ahead. Infantino says it's proceeding as planned. A SpaceX rocket is on a collision course with the moon. The upper stage of the rocket will unintentionally slam into the lunar surface next week. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
We've got a major press conference coming up, but first let's get to the traffic. Southbound 405 between Coal Creek Parkway down into Renton. Now that they've wrapped up those emergency road repairs that blocked 2 out of 3 lanes, we're back down to 28 minutes from Bellevue to Renton. Now going the other direction, Renton to Bellevue is 25 minutes. Valley Freeway is under 45. Federal Way to Seattle, about 42 minutes. Lake Bridges look good. It's about 48 minutes from Everett to Seattle. This traffic report is brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. The resignation of former Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes is sparking major backlash. City leaders, the police union, and Black community advocates are criticizing Mayor Katie Wilson for asking Barnes to resign. Opponents call the decision reckless and say it sends the wrong message as the department works to rebuild trust and staffing. Her office released a video statement yesterday acknowledging a lapse in communication on the night of the Bite of Seattle shooting.
The public should have heard sooner about outstanding suspects and the status of the Seattle Center campus. We will be working with SPD to ensure that communications go out much sooner in the future, should anything like this happen again.
Wilson thanked Barnes for his service, but did not fully explain why she requested his resignation. The mayor is holding a news conference at 11 today when she'll introduce Deputy Chief Andre Sales as interim chief. King County's former top cop says Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes' travel was simply too much.
King County's former top cop says Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes' travel was simply too much. Retired King County Sheriff John Urquhart told the Gee and Ursula Show that Barnes spent roughly 47 days out of Seattle in about 6 months, attending conferences and events. Urquhart says big city chiefs are in demand, but the job still comes down to being physically present when crises hit.
There's lots of training you can go to, and it really takes self-control. You have to say, no, I need to stay here.
Urquhart says Seattle deserves an A-list chief, but constant turnover and political clashes make it a tough sell. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
One of the summer's biggest concerts is headed to Seattle.
I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do.
Ed Sheeran takes the stage at Lumen Field tomorrow for his Loop Tour. Sound Transit is adding special Sounder train service to help move concertgoers in and out of downtown. The show begins at 5:30. Extra trains will run from Everett and Lakewood. Now to your forecast. Sunshine is on the way this afternoon. Highs will be in the low 80s, and right now it's about 64 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Oh, that's a fitting song to play there, good brother Nick. Today is all kinds of Fridays. Let me explain. It's Fresh Fridays, no doubt. It's Flex Fridays, and it's Popcorn Friday. Because today at 11 o'clock, get your popcorn ready. The press conference is going to be happening. The mayor, Seattle, Katie Wilson, is going to be having a press conference. And I got a text message that said, G, do you got your popcorn? Yes, I do. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Good morning. It is a big morning. Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes is out after a forced resignation. We didn't get a chance to hear your thoughts. There's a lot of moving parts yesterday, and you... I got a...
Yes. At 9:30?
Yes.
I got something that I haven't told anybody yet. I'm going to share it here at 9:30.
Okay, so we'll
timeline and everything.
Yes. Okay, perfect. So you've got some scoops to share coming up at 9:30. At 11 o'clock, again, we're going to be holding that news conference live. Also, Washington families are facing the possibility of skyrocketing power bills. You know, we've got this primary coming up, and there are still major legal fights continuing over mail-in ballots. And then the state is also fighting an online prediction market that a judge says likely amounts to illegal gambling. And at the center of all those battles is Washington Attorney General Nick Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's going to join us live in studio here in just a couple of minutes. But a reminder for all of you, Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO.
Whenever you get a chance to speak to the Attorney General, Nick Brown, is always a pleasure and a great opportunity, and he joins us now. Good morning.
Thank you for having me back.
All right, good to have you. Let's get into one of the things that we talk about all the time on this show is people getting raises. Most of us, like 100%, like 99% of us, aren't getting 30% raises. However, that energy bill right there is, you know what I'm saying, is rising 30%. And there's people's like, and then the other side of it is like, hey, we got to do this for the power. It's really important. And there's people like, you know, that's listening. They're like, man, 30%. What are you doing to address all of this?
Well, I think you hit on a really important issue. All of us are crunched in this current environment by a number of different factors. We're paying more for our utilities. We're paying more for our gas. We're paying more for food. And we need to find ways as leaders to make sure that we can keep Seattle, Washington State as affordable as possible. When it comes to utility bills, it's a very unique situation because you don't have a choice about who your power provider is. If you live in the western side of the state, PSE is the one that you have to go to. You can't compete and go to other things and say, I'm going to get a better deal over here, over there. So in this state, we have a monopoly over who can provide power. And because of that monopoly, the state law empowers our office to advocate on behalf of ratepayers. We have an office called the Office of Public Counsel. And so when we see companies in Washington State proposing rate increases, we get to go in and advocate and say, is that reasonable? Is it fair? Is it necessary? And we've seen PSE and Avista and Eastern Washington continue to advocate for increases that we just don't think are reasonable or necessary. And so we've opposed some of those increases because of the proposals they've made. It's going to increase that bill by hundreds of dollars over the next few years.
Because they're also talking about increasing natural gas rates by 20% over the next 3 years. What assumptions in PSC's proposals are you actually challenging? And specifically, is there any sort of precedent where something like this has been successful for the state?
Yeah, we've been successful advocates on a number of different prior proposed rate increases. And sometimes we make a proposal that the Utility Trades Commission disagrees with, but it also disagrees with the power company, and so we get a better result. What we want to make sure is that these companies are not using these proposed increases to pay their investors too much money, to pay their CEOs more money, to pay for things like marketing cost or lobbying costs. We want to make sure that they're paying or proposing increases that go towards things that benefit the consumers, the ratepayers, and not to benefit their overall business or their business investors. And so we propose something different than what they want to do because we think some of the money is simply not necessary.
Well, they're saying they want to invest in the future. They're looking it out for us. It's like, hey, gee, you don't understand. We're looking out what's best for you. So this 30% is important. So when you guys are proposing, just make it simple for me. If it's not 30%, what percent going up would you be okay and comfortable with for the people?
Well, what we've proposed is something different to the Utility Trades Commission. And I think that is right. We want these companies to invest in the future, to invest in clean energy, but we also want them to show us the math. To show us how that makes sense, how much of that proposed increase is actually going towards that investment. And we haven't seen those numbers yet. So we've proposed something less than they have. I don't have the full data right here. But we also want to make sure that if they're saying this is going to go towards the future, show us how that works. Show us what that math, and show us that it's not going to these other things that we don't think are necessary.
You listen to the voice of Attorney General Nick Brown here on the Gee and Ursula Show.
Well, and as you all know, there is a primary election in just a couple of days. And right now there is a big battle royale going on about mail-in voting and voter data. What advice would you have for voters right now who are maybe filling in their ballots? I mean, what rights do we still have in the state of Washington?
Well, first I would say fill it out. And then take it off your kitchen table or your kitchen counter and walk it down or drive it down to a ballot drop box.
Okay.
Don't put it in the mail now. Drop it off to one of these boxes. It's important, no matter what your politics is, that you have your voice heard, that you vote. We have very good voter turnout when it comes to the general election, but in the primary, it's still relatively low across the state. So fill it out, turn it in. We are in this battle with the administration because they are trying to break the law. They are trying to say that the president has the authority to control how states run their election, which is contrary to the United States Constitution. Article 1, Section 4, Clause 1 says that states control the manner and time and location of their voting, and Congress can change those laws. But the president cannot. The president can't, with an executive order, say no more mail-in voting. He cannot say deadline is a different day. He cannot say you can only do mail-in voting if you're on the list that we create. And that is the reality that Donald Trump is trying to put in place here. He wants to control a national voter list in the White House. He wants to direct the Postal Service to only accept ballots that are on that list. And I don't think we should have confidence and trust in one administration having that power over the right to vote and the foundation of our democracy. And it's contrary to what the founding fathers of this country said. They said states control it, not the president.
You know, when I left this morning, I realized that I saw my wife's ballot right there on the kitchen counter. And I had filled mine out, and I'd actually taken mine and dropped it off at the ballot box. But I told my wife to fill it, make sure she votes, but I forgot to say something about the regular mail. So for those listening right now, can you explain to the people why you suggest them go to the ballot box as opposed to just dropping it off in the mailbox?
Well, so ballots have to be received by Election Day. They can be counted after, but under Washington state law, and which is the law in many other states, as long as it's received by Election Day, it'll count. But mail is tricky under the best of circumstances. You can't guarantee that if you put it in the ballot box today, Friday afternoon, that it would be there by close of business Election Day on Tuesday. But when you take it to a ballot drop box, that takes the mail out of the equation. Every day, those are collected multiple times a day. And so you have a guarantee that it'll be collected. And I think one of the beauties of the Washington state system is that after you do that, you can go online, you can enter your information and track and ensure that your ballot was received. It's a very, very good system.
Has there ever been a year in the United States history where there wasn't an attack on voting, trying to prevent people from voting, making it hard for people to vote? If you're, in your opinion, what year would have been the best year? You could point to, be like, hey, gee, 1994, it was real good. What year would you say?
Well, 1994 might have been the first year that I voted, so I'm not sure if I can speak.
Okay.
Well, listen, first of all, Washington State has had mail-in voting since 1983. We have required it statewide since 2011. So essentially for the last 20 plus years, we have had the system that we have now. It is not until the current president that we have had the widespread nonsense allegations about our election system that we have now. The president, in my opinion, lies on a frequent basis because he does not want people to vote. The fact that he's still trying to relitigate the 2020 election and still claiming that he won in all these states and he had this landslide, it's a lie. That is what Donald Trump is saying to the American people on a regular basis. He is lying to the public. And that is why we have so much mistrust. People often say, well, people don't trust the votes and people have all these questions. That is because the American leaders are lying to the American people. So I have no doubt that since the beginning of time, there have been fights and debates about our elections. You go back to the very first election in the United States of America, there were all kinds of questions about our system. But the reason that we have this current environment is because so many leaders, from the president, from other people in our state, lie to the people all the time about the way the system works, the way it doesn't work. And I just think it's really unfortunate that we have so many people in these positions of power and trust and responsibility that are just lying to people so frequently. And so we try to tell the facts. We try to push back. Every time I post anything on social media that has anything to do with voting, it is the number one reaction. And it's, a lot of people spewing things that are just simply not true. And so we have to find ways to counter that. But the best way is through word of mouth, through people you trust. Like, don't take my word for it. Talk to your people that you're friends with, fill it out, put it in the mail, put it in the ballot box, make sure it counts.
Okay. And again, we can't emphasize enough, take it to the ballot box. Do not trust the mail at this point. The Justice Department is also suing the state for refusing to turn over an unredacted voter registration database. So what sensitive information is the federal government requesting?
They have requested 10 years of your voting data, and it's not unique to Washington, to almost every state. We're talking about your name, your date of birth, your address, personal information that under state law, our Secretary of State cannot disclose. And that is the reason we've told the federal government, no, we're sorry, we can't disclose that. But this is not a Democrat-Republican thing. In all of these requests that the president and his team have made, and they have sued states to enforce these requests, they have lost every single case. They are 0 for 18 in Democratic states and Republican states, and it's because there is no legal basis to request this information. Our state law prohibits it. Other state laws prohibit it. And again, the Constitution of the United States of America says that this is not a control of the White House or the executive branch. It is a control of states and Congress as they amend those laws. So these requests for your voting information is not only a bad policy, it's simply un-American.
0 for 18?
That's a bad record.
That's a bad record right there. Ursula and I, we talk about gambling a lot. And we talk about Kalshi a lot and everything. And I know just recently in the news, they're like, hey, I don't know in Washington if you're going to be able to do that. Can you get us up to speed on what is happening with Kalshi? I know there's a lot of people it's your favorite. I can't stand it. I think it's the worst thing for our society. Get us up to speed.
So Kalshi and Polymarket and other companies, they offer these things that they call prediction markets. Mm-hmm. It's gambling. Mm-hmm. Under Washington state law, it is gambling. And whether you think it's a good idea or a bad idea, under Washington state, we have very tightly regulated market. If people don't think that's the right policy, then they should advocate to the state legislature to change that law. But under Washington state law, gambling is strictly controlled. What Kalshi and Polymarket and other companies doing is in violation of the law. And so we sued Kalshi earlier this year and saying, when you're offering these so-called prediction markets, you are breaking Washington state law. A King County court agreed with us, and they're going to issue an order on August 5th that's going to prohibit Kalshi from operating in Washington state. And look, what Kalshi does is not just sports gambling. On Kalshi, you can bet on the number of measles cases that will be, the number of hospitalizations. You can currently bet on Kalshi about the extent of wildfire damage. You can bet on the length of the president's press conference. We saw the president of the United States, the camera person, the teleprompter person, was placing bets on the length of the speeches, the content of the speeches. It is so fraught with corruption on a daily basis. And there are people in the White House who are connected to these businesses. And so, again, whether you think, betting is a good thing or bad thing, I mean, I like to bet. I've been to Vegas. I like to, go to the Final Four and bet on things. But on Washington state law, there are only strictly limited ways you can do that, and Kalshi's breaking the law.
So you're saying that August 5th, they're done here in Washington state. Now, do you think that, obviously, down on these kids, they know how to figure things out and all that stuff, but do you think that they will try to fight this again in court? And what would be, I can't necessarily ask you that, but how can you continue this fight with Kalshi in this if they're going to come back?
Well, Kalshi's going to appeal this Superior Court ruling, and we are not the only state that is litigating this type of issue. And eventually one of these cases is going to get to the Supreme Court. What Kalshi is saying is this is only can be set by the FTC, by federal policy, that states don't have the power to regulate gambling. What we're saying is every state should be able to decide on their own about whether and how Kalshi and other prediction markets could operate. But in Washington state, the judge's ruling was very clear. And so we have to wait till the order is issued to see exactly what they can and cannot do. But what we are asking it for the judge to do is ban Kalshi altogether because they're breaking the law.
And because it is so lucrative, I'm sure, I'm going to guess that they're going to come some other way to try to get around whatever laws are in place. I mean, this is probably not going to be a one and done.
No, they are making millions of dollars illegally in Washington state. And we'll be ready for whatever we see next.
Okay, this is State Attorney General Nick Brown. I want to ask about another major ruling that is restoring federal grants for school counselors and mental health professionals. This was a victory. How many Washington schools and students depend on that funding? And the reason I want to make sure that we bring this up, there are so many things going on right now that are not getting the light of day because of everything else. There's so many other distractions. But this is important.
Yeah, I mean, Congress, on a bipartisan fashion some years ago, decided to help fund local school districts with mental health counselors, with professionals. They can help kids in their schools deal with the myriad of trauma and stresses that our school children are facing. I mean, we all know this is a reality. We have more and more mental health problems, mental health stresses that adults and young people in particular are facing. And so what Congress did was said, we're going to help fund some of these programs on a district by district level. And this administration tried to cut it. They tried to cut it illegally because it wasn't following the provisions that Congress had put into law about how states could apply and receive grant funding. They tried to change the conditions that states had to fulfill to get that funding. And the result was less kids were going to be getting help. And we felt, that's bad policy, but it was also illegal in the way that they were going to do it. And this is, I think, for me, a repeated pattern from this administration. If you want to advocate for different policy changes or say to Congress and to the people that kids don't need as much help as they need, then go to Congress and convince people to do it. But you don't have the authority with an executive order and a Sharpie to change that, to change what Congress has approved. And again, for me, the idea that you would cut help for children who need this support was preposterous and harmful.
You ever think about that sometimes when you are going to court and you're battling this federal administration? You ever think sometimes like, man, if we win this, that might be some funding cut for the state of Washington? Does that ever cross your mind?
I mean, the vast majority of our cases have been about protecting money and funding for Washington state. And I think I shared this last time, and I don't know the current number, but as of a couple months ago, we had successfully protected $15 billion in cuts to Washington state that this administration has tried to cut for healthcare, for education, for public safety, for environmental protection programs, for mental health grant funding. And we all know the budget situation the state is in. And so this is money for states, local governments that get pass-through dollars, for nonprofit organizations. We're talking about healthcare research that they tried to cut. And that is why it's been so important to fight. And that's just one state, that $15 billion. I was talking to my colleague in California the other day. They're at $200 billion of money that they have protected from illegal cuts from this administration.
I want to make sure that we clarify, because the election is just a few days away. Your ballot needs to be postmarked by Election Day, not mailed in by Election Day. Just
correct.
Yeah,
yes, postmarked.
And because there are a lot of people who are worried now that they've sent in and it might not be in by.
My understanding is that USPS no longer guarantees that ballots placed into your mailbox on Election Day will be postmarked the same day.
Yeah. Yes.
Correct?
Yeah, I would
so you got to make sure they're there.
Look, I would not trust Postal Service in, what is today? July 31st, 2026. I would not trust the United States Postal Service to get your ballot in.
Great.
And so bottom line, make sure that you drop it in a ballot box.
All right. We got about a minute, and I'm going to stretch it. And so we always talking to you about the hard stuff, all the stuff going on and all stuff.
This is fun stuff.
Okay, I'm glad it's fun. But I want to, let's get to know you a little bit. If you give us one hill that you're willing to die on outside of politics.
Well, let me give you a couple. And one would be like sort of the nerdy side of me, or maybe this is all nerdy. You should only ever single space after periods. when you were writing something. No more double spacing. We don't work on
Wow.
We don't work on typewriters anymore.
Hold on, bruh.
People in my office know this.
Wait,
I'm out.
What? Wait.
Look, you can be out, but you're wrong. Single spacing after periods. Similarly, Oxford commas. You got to put that third comma in there when you have the and following. Don't let it linger like that. And so when people in my office, I said this from the beginning. I need that single spacing. It looks clean. It's proper. Double spacing came from typewriters. I don't think you've seen a typewriter around. It came from typewriters because the smudges and we don't do that anymore. All right? So single spacing, that's my hill. I'm going to die on that.
Oh, you cannot do that.
Pineapple on pizza?
If you like it.
Is not here.
I'm not gonna die.
No.
You want to know my most controversial take?
Uh-oh.
This might date me a little bit. Grease, the movie Grease. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
The sequel is better than the original. Grease 2 is better than Grease 1. Thank you.
Whoa! Now you post something like that, that'll get more engagement than your voting.
I posted it a few years ago, and people went a little bit crazy. But
right. I don't
have the following that you have. G,
One app that you can have for the rest of your life on your phone. One app. You can only have one app on your phone.
I guess I need the maps, man.
You bad with directions?
I'm so reliant on it now.
It's so true.
Attorney General Nick Brown, thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Really appreciate you for joining us. Hey, coming up next, more of the Gee Ursula Show.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Reutin from the Gee and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the Gee and Ursula YouTube channel.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. If your air conditioner is barely hanging on, CM Heating has one of the best offers I've heard this summer. Right now, you can get any size high-efficiency AC system for just $179.99 a month with zero upfront costs. And here's the game changer. CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program includes lifetime repairs, annual maintenance, and even filters at no additional charge ever. Go to cmheating.com and schedule your free estimate online today.
License number CMHEAHL 751LW.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
Holy smokes! The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorebook here, my cat.
Friday mornings at 8:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
Bonneville, Seattle, and KIRO Newsradio are looking for organizations that regularly distribute information about employment opportunities to job applicants or have job applicants to refer. If your organization would like to receive notifications of job vacancies, please notify Human Resources at 1820 Eastlake Avenue East, Seattle, Washington 98102, or email us at seattlealljobs@bonneville.com or call 206-726-6902. Bonneville is an equal opportunity employer.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when aging is part of everyday life. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic was created to help people with overall wellness and longevity, including diabetes management, heart health, weight management, inflammation reduction, nutrition, cognitive health, hormone therapy, and more. I can tell you from personal experience being a patient for 17 years, I have a richer, fuller life. and I'm better able to pursue my own happiness. As America celebrates 250 years of independence, give yourself the chance to reclaim yours. Independence from aging. Take control of your health before small issues become big problems. Experience a smarter, proactive approach to aging, backed by decades of experience with longevity. Do what I did and feel like yourself again. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out how at lmclinic.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T-level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
All right, I'm so excited to be talking with Phil Mitchell. He's a new advertiser to the show. He owns Sunset Auto Family. Phil, welcome.
Thanks, Jake.
You guys offer something that I think is so valuable. We have so many listeners in our audience who are business owners and a lot of people who are driving commercial vehicles. You guys are basically like a perfect silent partner because you offer repairs for life on these commercial vehicles. Tell me about that.
Well, basically, repairs for life means any vehicle that we repair for over $250, we're going to cover that repair for as long as you own the vehicle. So if you got a commercial fleet and you put a transmission in your 250,000-mile truck, we're going to cover that for life.
And you think about the value added there for a small business owner who is trying to stretch every single mile out of these vehicles.
You don't even have to buy the vehicle from us to get the repairs for life. Basically, we want to service your entire fleet. So if you bought your fleet from somewhere else, let us service it. We'll give you repairs for life. We're going to save you thousands.
Love it. Only at Sunset Ford and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. In the showdown over President Trump's nominee for Attorney General, Todd Blanche's confirmation is now in doubt. Trump is threatening to withdraw his nomination in the face of demands by 2 Republican senators that Blanche agree in writing to limits on tax immunity deal for the president. Here's ABC's Jay O'Brien.
Senator Tillis saying one of Trump's advisors wants to revive the fund.
The only reason why we would move forward with this language is because that same advisor wants to bring it back to life at some point.
Cornyn also demanding the Justice Department rein in an IRS immunity deal for the president and his family after a critical committee vote was canceled Thursday, Blanche's GOP support fraying.
Washington's Superintendent of Public Instruction is pushing back against a new federal inquiry into state policies involving transgender students. Superintendent Chris Reichdahl says the U.S. Department of Education is seeking information from Washington and California about school policies governing student records and parental access. Reichdahl says his office has already provided thousands of documents during a 15-month federal investigation and will continue to cooperate. The Washington Supreme Court rules Washington State University had a legal duty to protect a freshman who died from alcohol poisoning during a fraternity hazing ritual back in 2019.
Washington's Supreme Court says WSU can be held liable in the hazing death of Jolene Houtz's 19-year-old son, Sam Martinez.
I remember covering my head with my arms and sinking to the pavement on my knees and wailing until I was hoarse.
Her son's death led to the passage of Sam's Law, which requires university employees in our state to report hazing. And this 5-4 ruling from the state's high court allows his family's wrongful death lawsuit to go to trial. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
The university says it remains committed to student safety and is continually strengthening its policies, education, and oversight related to hazing. A little football flair headlined the opening of the Thurston County Fair. The Seahawks Blue Thunder drumline took center stage for the fair's opening ceremony last night in Lacey. The fair features carnival rides, agricultural exhibits, animals, and family activities through the weekend at Thurston County Fairgrounds. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. About 28 minutes Bellevue to Renton. Now going the other direction. Renton to Bellevue, much shorter, about 25. Valley Freeway is under 45 minutes right now. Federal Way to Seattle will take you at least 42 minutes. The lake bridges are clear. 48 minutes from Everett to Seattle. This traffic report is brought to you by South Sound Magazine. From inspired homes to unforgettable dining and local culture, South Sound Magazine brings the best of the South Puget Sound to life. Subscribe at southsoundmag.com. Now to your forecast, sunshine and warm weather. Highs today will be in the low 80s right now. It's 65 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. As you've been hearing in our top stories, Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes is out after Mayor Katie Wilson demanded his resignation. And the change, Gee, as you know, follows the city's botched response to the Sunday deadly shooting at Seattle Center. Police waiting nearly 5 hours to clearly tell the public whether the danger had passed. And now the mayor has issued a statement in a video acknowledging the mistake.
The public should have heard sooner about outstanding suspects and the status of the Seattle Center campus. We will be working with SPD to ensure that communications go out much sooner in the future, should anything like this happen again.
Chief Barnes was also under scrutiny for being out of town at a law enforcement conference during the shooting and then for a heated confrontation with a reporter who questioned how often he travels out of state. But Mayor Wilson says the decision to have him resign was related to Sunday's failures, but not exclusively. And then through his attorney, Sean Barnes says he was surprised by the mayor's request, but he says he resigned voluntarily.
I said this to Luke Ducey this morning, and I talked about the big one. You know, the earthquake that everybody talks about that could potentially hit here, the Seattle area, the Pacific Northwest. And what I was thinking about, Ursula, was if the big one were to hit today, Mayor Katie Wilson is the mayor.
That's a frightening thought.
Okay, I wasn't even going to give an opinion, but I was just going to say what that was. You know, the other day, I just want to say everything I say right here, this isn't personal towards Katie Wilson. I think she's a nice person. But I want to go back to Wednesday. Wednesday, you and I did the show. After the show, I went home, relaxed. As you all know, my granddaughter, Izzy, 7 years old, she's there. And of course, she's got a ball of energy. And Lillian and I are going to go take her to do some things. So we're out and about. So around 3 o'clock, we're at Urban Air again. She likes that place. It's a trampoline spot. So around 2:45, actually, 2:45, I had a trusted source hit me up. And they said to me, hey, they just canceled some like press briefings or some type of interviews, and actually they're going to be drawing up papers to ask the chief to resign or he'll be fired, right? And I'm like, whoa. So I hang up with them, and so then I call the chief myself. And I said, hey, man, what's up, man? And he said he was at lunch. I said, did you have some meetings or some press briefings? Did you have something canceled? And he said, yeah, I just did. I said, okay, well, the first half you just verified. Mm-hmm. So I said, so the second half I'm going to tell you, I don't know, but it might be true. So I said, look, man, I think the mayor is going to call you or hit you up and have you come in to ask you to resign or if you don't resign, be fired. And he says, what?
Are you serious?
I'm the
You're
one that
telling
told him.
Oh, my word.
By the way, I'm saying this with the receipts. I'm the one that alerted him. Now, so that was around about 3 o'clock. So I asked him, I'm like, man, okay. Because we had talked, and I'm like, are you still, because there was a 6:30 candlelight visual that was going to be happening at Seattle Center. And I said, I don't know if I'm right. You're going to have to find this out for yourself. Do you still plan on going to the candlelight vigil? He's like, well, gee, no matter what happens, I'm still going to that. Hey, go ahead.
Well, I'm just like, how is someone, like, and you said it was a trusted source, telling you about it before the chief even I'm absorbing this for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
You are finding out
Come on.
and talking to the chief who has no idea.
Right.
And yeah, that encapsulates everything that is wrong with this current administration.
Right. Oh, he was stunned. Now, so when I asked him, I said, are you still going to go to that candlelight visual? And he's like, hey, no matter what happens to me, look, my respect is about the families. So I thought at that time, I was thinking, I told my wife, I was like, man, I don't know what I would do in that situation. So anyways, So later on, he hits me back, right? And by the way, if you guys notice, I made an opinion video about it. Mm-hmm. You notice it's in broad daylight.
Yes, we
and you
did notice that.
Behind me is urban air.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize I was doing it in urban air, but that was happening.
No. Well, and just for people to know, too, we were texting each other, and I had told you that I was going to turn off my phone because I was like, man, I've just had it. And you said, yeah, not so fast. Maybe you don't want to turn off your phone.
I did say that. Yeah.
Okay,
but,
keep going.
So anyway, so around, I'd say about 5:45, he hits me back. And he says, yep, I just got the call. I got a meeting with the mayor at 7:45. So, and by the way, if anybody's listening right now, there's a reason I'm telling this story. And let me just pause for a second. And let me just tell you why I'm telling this story. I'm telling this story to just say, this is an example of the bad leadership that's going on. There's no way it should have gone down like that. People are talking about, oh my goodness, the chief, now that he's resigned and this is going to happen. Yeah, okay. Once you guys are done talking about the chief and being in Chicago and where he lives and all that whole conversation, and, oh, by the way, we have made the chief the main topic. And the main topic should be, can we find the person that's on the loose right now?
Correct.
The main topic should be these families. The main topic should be what happened on Sunday. But instead, we're not managing, or the Katie Wilson administration is not managing that situation. She's managing her ordeal. She's managing her leadership or failure or lack thereof. Mm-hmm. So that's the whole conversation, and that's why I'm bringing this up. No way in the world I should have been the one to let him know that this is what's going to be going down. I know working here at KIRO Radio, nobody knows anything.
That's right.
So you guys text us all the time like, hey, don't you know? We don't know nothing.
No.
Now, back to it. 7:45. That meeting lasted 9 minutes, maybe, if that.
The meeting with
the mayor.
With the mayor.
I was on the phone with him after that when he's in his office and he's getting ready to clean out, and he did not resign then.
Okay, I hear the music. Can we hold over and get people to hear the rest of the story coming up?
I'm not boring y'all?
No! No,
you want to hear the rest?
Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell.
This is some tea,
This is some serious tea, dude.
I mean, okay. If you got questions, we can talk about it next.
Yeah.
Okay.
9 minutes. What happened in those 9 minutes?
I don't know.
Because now we're getting with an attorney who says, I am resigning voluntarily.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a far cry from finding out from G. Scott that he's about to lose his job.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk about it next. Gee Ursula.
Subscribe to the Jake and Spike YouTube channel and watch live or later.
142 striking workers in Washington State have collected benefits for the unemployment that they're now entitled to, per law in Washington, worth $506,000.
I'm not crazy about it. I get it that it's great that you're standing up for workers, but there's no risk.
You're voluntarily saying, I'm going to step away
I'm
from
stepping
my
away.
pay, and I'd like somebody else to pay it. That doesn't seem fair.
Jake and Spike, weekdays noon to 3 on KIRO News Radio.
So I have been driving this brand new 2026 Subaru Forester Touring Hybrid, which I picked up from Carter Subaru. They are just the best folks over there, and I'll tell you why in a second. But I'm going to be driving this vehicle all summer long, and one of the many reasons I'm so excited about it, not just because it is new and shiny and has all the bells and whistles, but this is my first hybrid, and with gas prices still painfully high, the timing could not be better to drive one of these. But this is more than just saving money at the pump. The Forester Touring has this big 11.5-inch touchscreen with navigation, a 360-degree surround view monitor, and driver-focused technology that gently reminds me when my attention might drift. And I'll be honest, every once in a while, my attention will drift. But something happened the other day. I was driving on I-90, and someone was speeding. I didn't see him speeding behind me, weaving in and out of traffic. And no, I was not camped out in the left lane. And and it just came flying by. And if I had not had the safety features in this Subaru Forester Touring, this vehicle actually guided me back into my lane while that person sped by on my left. It was pretty incredible. I had to actually look it up because I couldn't believe it. I was like, did I just imagine that, or did my car actually save me? And yes, there is a reason why Subaru is number one when it comes to safety, according to Consumer Reports. And Carter Subaru always reminds me why we keep buying our cars from them. They are so wonderful to work with. Visit Carter Subaru, Seattle's only Subaru dealership. They're in Ballard. They're also in Shoreline, or at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 7/31/26.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked number one in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Jason Rance here. If your water heater is getting older, leaking, or running out of hot water, CM Heating has an affordable solution. Get a new gas or electric water heater installed starting at just $44.99 a month. With CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program, you'll get lifetime repairs and maintenance at no extra charge. Parts and labor covered for life. Plus, same-day installation is available in many cases. Schedule your free estimate today at cmheating.com.
License number CMHEAHL 750LP.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Jonathan here from DUI Heroes. Summer's a time to celebrate, but also a time when DUI arrests go up. Please be safe out there and don't make the mistake of drinking and driving. But if you do make that mistake, DUI Heroes is here for you to help get your life back together. We defend you, the person, the human, during the traumatizing and stressful time of going through this. That's why we call ourselves DUI Heroes. Because when the odds are stacked against you, you need a hero on your side. So get your free case evaluation at 1-800-DUI-HERO or DUIHeroes.com.
1-877-CARS for kids. KARS Cars for kids. 1-877-CARS for kids. Donate your car today. 1-877-CARS for kids. KARS Cars for kids. 1-877-CARS for kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now, or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877-CARS for kids.
donate real estate too. Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
KIRO News Radio is giving you a shot at 4 tickets to see the Seahawks in their preseason home opener, Saturday, August 15th.
To enter, open the KIRO News Radio app or visit mynorthwest.com/win for details.
You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your chances.
Enter daily from July 28th through August 3rd.
Full details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win.
That's mynorthwest.com/win.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to all of you. And last segment, I was telling just a couple of stories, and I'll just tell it again. Not going to tell it again. Look, Chief Sean Barnes is gone now. So I'm not trying to change anybody's opinion of him. Whatever your opinion of him, great. I'm not trying to change that. But the one thing that I will say is this. Before Chief Sean Barnes went to the candlelight vigil that was there at Seattle Center, and that was there when they were trying to pay respects to the families and people that were impacted by what happened last Sunday. And people, I saw people say, oh, he abruptly left and everything. Sean Barnes knew what his fate was going to be before he showed up to the candlelight vigil. And I even asked him, man, why are you still going? And he simply said, hey, no matter what happens, this is about the families. So he went to that candlelight vigil knowing that he had a meeting at 7:45 with the mayor, knowing what that meeting was going to be about.
And for people who are just joining us right now, what you shared in a bombshell revelation, this was the first time I heard it, you were the one who told Chief Barnes that
he was going to be asked to resign.
Yeah, exactly. His impending doom, essentially.
Yeah. And he was shocked.
And he had no idea.
He had no idea.
Which, in my opinion, goes to show the ineptitude, yet again, of this current administration and a very inexperienced mayor who is completely over her head.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's going to be other things that potentially come out or whatever, because her office is claiming there are other reasons why she's come up with this decision. But I look at this, there's no way in God's green earth that you should have been the one telling him.
I want to just talk about this. Like I said, the chief is gone, right? So now we're here. There's still an investigation. There's still allegedly a suspect that's on the loose. Who knows? There might be two that could potentially, we don't know.
Yes.
But because the focus hasn't been really on this investigation. But I want to just say this. Last Sunday, SPD, Seattle Police Department, they were incredible. Mm-hmm. They did everything on the right way, responding. I'm talking about doing their jobs in an impeccable way. So the issue isn't their leadership. The issue is in the mayor, with her own words yesterday, saying, oh, there was a communication problem. You're the mayor. How is there a communication problem? But let's just put that to the side. Because according to a source that I have with SPD, higher up, they wanted to address the public earlier by 7:30 that day on Sunday. And they were told no. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what a source tells me. Verbally told no. So when we talk about the communication breakdown, just because Chief Sean Barnes is gone doesn't mean it's going to be fixed. This problem that's had right now is bigger than Sean Barnes taking trips. It's bigger than where his address is. Because now that he's gone and he has resigned, and I would assume that now he's resigned, probably won't see any type of lawsuits, because I didn't think he was going to resign, and all of a sudden he got a nice, you know what I'm saying? So anyways.
Yeah, my sources tell me there was a good payout. So there was some good money involved.
Nobody knows that.
Yes,
nobody
knows that.
I'm going to say nobody knows what that figure is.
Yes, nobody does.
Yeah.
But the fact that, let's face it, it was going to be a firing. Right. It was going to be a firing, and then it's now, I'm voluntarily resigning. Yes.
I will say, since we're talking about that,
yes,
if you all know, a lot of the black leaders went down yesterday morning. A lot of people were fighting, trying to see and get the mayor maybe to reverse her decision. And I'm knowing that Chief Sean Barnes, he would have liked to have stayed and reversed that decision as well, too. He would want to stay. But there were some people that were kind of, wait, what? He signed the papers? He resigned? There's a lot of people that were kind of shocked by that, if you will. So, again, remember that press conference is at 11 o'clock. And at the end of the day, I think that we all want to see Seattle succeed. We all want things to be better. But right now, there needs to be accountability. There needs to be honesty. There needs to be real leadership that is happening. And right now, the scapegoat, Sean Barnes, he's gone now.
Yeah.
He's gone now.
And we're going to hear from the mayor at 11 o'clock. Just remember, you can stay right here with the Gee and Ursula Show because we're going to carry that live.
Gee and Ursula.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The Boeing Classic welcomes the world's greatest golf legends to the Pacific Northwest, August 14th through the 16th at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge. Watch Masters champions and Golf Hall of Famers compete for a $2.3 million purse at the only PGA Tour champion stop in the region. Bring the whole family and make sure to check out the Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BoeingClassic.com to get yours today.
Santana, Oneness Tour 2026. The power, the energy. Come celebrate your favorite hits from Woodstock to Supernatural and beyond. With very special guest, the Doobie Brothers. August 6th, White River Amphitheater. On sale now at livenation.com. Santana and Doobie Brothers, Oneness Tour 2026.
Forget about it.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life.
Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. President Trump holding a cabinet meeting at Camp David right now, saying this about the midterm elections and immigration.
If we're not in office, our country will be invaded at levels that made Spain look small time.
About 60,000 migrants have entered a Spanish region from Morocco in the past 24 hours, says a local official. About half have gone back voluntarily, says Spain's government. On President Trump's announced deal in Gaza, he says Hamas agrees to disarm. But Hamas says only later if a Palestinian state is created, something Israel adamantly rejects. New York is suing Kalshi, alleging its prediction market is nothing more than illegal, unlicensed gambling, saying outcomes depend more on chance than skill. Kalshi insists its event contracts are federally regulated derivatives outside the scope of state gaming laws. American oil and gas companies report massive spring profits. This is ABC News. A Houston area teenager with a fascination for sea creatures is recovering after he was bitten by one.
Claire McDonald was vacationing with her family in the Turks and Caicos Islands on July 19th. As the 13-year-old was doing a handstand in the blue ocean water, something grabbed her.
And there was just blood pouring down my arm, like rushing.
A barracuda had torn tendons, a ligament, and a nerve. She's had surgery and expects to recover. As for the barracuda, Claire has no hard feelings.
There's always going to be risk, and you got to be careful.
And the encounter has only strengthened her resolve to become a marine biologist.
I just love the ocean.
Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Drastic steps, ABC's Hannah Battah.
California vineyard owners say they've been forced to rip out their grape crops or burn them because of slumping wine sales. They say they've removed thousands of acres, hoping to rebalance the market's oversupply. They blame the slump mostly on a shift in drinking habits. Studies show demand for wine has dropped significantly, especially among younger consumers.
Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Seattle has a new interim police chief. More on that. But first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. The Valley Freeway is under 40 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle about 42 minutes. 28 minutes from Bellevue to Renton, and Renton to Bellevue about 25 minutes. The lake bridges are still clear. It's about 50 minutes from Everett to Seattle. This traffic report is brought to you by Harborstone Credit Union. Open a money market special online with 3.75 annual percentage yield with full access to the money the entire time at harborstone.com/money market, insured by NCUA.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. In a videotaped statement announcing Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes' resignation, Mayor Katie Wilson also addressed the city's delayed news conference after Sunday's shooting at the Bite of Seattle. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports she never accepted personal responsibility.
On social media, Wilson attempted to explain why city officials waited 5 hours to hold a news conference after Sunday's deadly gang-related mass shooting.
I also want to name that there was miscommunication between SPD and my office about the timing of a press conference late in the evening, between 9:45 and 10:45 p.m.
At the scene, Seattle police said they were told to wait for dignitaries, including the governor, to show up. Later, Bob Ferguson revealed time-stamped text messages to show he was not the delay. Wilson then said a nearby police search caused the delay, and now miscommunication. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The mayor is holding a news conference in just 1 hour. She'll introduce Deputy Chief Andre Sales as interim chief. KIRO News Radio will carry that press conference live. A new labor proposal between Boeing and SPIA is moving forward for review. SPIA's professional and technical bargaining teams are endorsing Boeing's proposed 4-year contracts covering nearly 17,000 workers. Union officials will review the offers next week and make recommendations to members. Contract details have not yet been released, and a ratification vote date has not yet been announced. Washington Attorney General Nick Brown is pushing back against a proposed utility rate hike from Puget Sound Energy. Brown says PSC's plan to raise electric rates by 29% and natural gas rates by 20% over the next 3 years is excessive and unreasonable. This morning, Brown told the Gee Ursula Show this.
In this state, we have a monopoly over who can provide power. And because of that monopoly,
the state law empowers our office to advocate on behalf of ratepayers.
The proposal is now under review by the Washington Utilities and Transportation Commission. Ballard business owners say they are tired of paying thousands of dollars after copper wire thieves target their buildings. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reports.
Allison Soyke with the Lockspot Cafe.
But yeah, they hit us 3 times in 1 week.
She says those 3 times happened earlier this year.
But whatever they're using it for cost me $3,000 to fix.
Which is why she and the other owner of the cafe took shifts back in March, staying the night when repairs were underway. And to her surprise and anger, she confronted one of the thieves head on. Soyke worries if this keeps happening, many businesses in Ballard will be gone.
Seattle police are investigating the thefts. Now for your forecast. Sunshine is on the way today and warm temperatures in the low 80s. Right now, it's about 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It is Fresh Fridays here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning. I missed y'all when I was out. And by the way, Ursula, I got a sweeping statement.
Okay.
If you are a teacher from the grades 3rd grade, 2nd grade, 1st grade, kindergarten, pre-K, those areas, you should make $200,000 a year.
And this is because you've been spending time with your 7-year-old granddaughter. How old is she?
7.
7.
No.
She's keeping you busy.
No.
You look exhausted.
I'm not joking.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not joking. You guys want to talk about skill? Yeah. You want to talk about patience? You want to talk about trying to teach them at the same time?
Yes.
It's not one 7-year-old. You don't have 2 7-year-olds. Some schools, that's pretty good. There's only 12 of them in there. Imagine having 23.
I knew you were going to have this whole new appreciation this week.
Look, I'm being serious. I know that some people, right, get on their high horse and love to demonize teachers. You guys know who they are. But I'm shot out.
You have an enormous appreciation for what they do.
If you are a teacher that's, they say things like, they get their summer breaks. Get what? That break ain't long enough.
Okay.
The summer break ain't long enough.
So I know you got the trampoline place, but you also were at the Children's Museum. You were taking our listeners' advice. Did you go to the game farm too?
That thing was 2 hours away.
Oh,
I wasn't doing it. No, but here's the thing. I know after this week,
yes,
I got to do something really nice for Lillian.
Oh, okay.
Because Lillian,
she's been
like, now I'm at work. She has been taking her to do all kinds of things.
Oh,
mani pedicures.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I love it.
And you can tell.
Yes.
By the way, it's to the point now where Lillian is really the grandparent and I'm the meano. A little bit, because I'm the disciplinarian.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
And so, but
who does bedtime?
Huh?
Who does bedtime?
You know what? Hold on. About bed stuff, she
goes on her own.
She goes on her own. She's like, okay, I'm tired.
That's a blessing.
And she plugs in her iPad. But no, the next time I hear someone talk down on teachers, Ursula, could you imagine?
Sheila in Port Orchard says, as a 3rd grade teacher, thank you for the shout out. After this weekend, I'm going to tell everybody I'm going to be thanking preschool teachers because I have my 3-year-old, I guess would it be my great nephew?
Yeah.
He's going to be spending the weekend with me, and we're going to have a ton of fun. His parents are going to the Ed Sheeran concert on Saturday.
So you just got to for the
I'm
night.
going to have 2 nights, but parents will be with us on the first night. So I just have them one night. I want to spoil that kid.
Now, before we move on, and I know this isn't hard-hitting news, this 7-year-old is my granddaughter.
Yes.
Could you imagine 12, 13, 7-year-olds that aren't your granddaughter?
12 if you're lucky, or 13.
Yeah, that's what I'm being nice.
Yeah, because it's usually 25.
And so on Monday, you got to go to work. Tuesday, you got to go to work. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then on Sunday, you're preparing for Monday. Like, you mean to tell me these football players just go catch a football and go in the end zone and they get paid millions of dollars, or the quarterback throws and they getting $200 million contracts? And you mean to tell me a first grade teacher?
Well, let's give a I know. let's give a shout out to middle school teachers too. Rihanna in Green Lake says, "How about those of us working in middle school? Gee, you ever hung out with a middle schooler?"
Seriously, for real.
Seriously.
Look, I mean, I would assume yes. But right now,
you're focusing
we're focusing on 7-year-olds.
You are getting the real deal right now.
Hey, wait a minute. This is the part I don't understand, and this might be, maybe this is a difference with boys. No matter what she gets, there's always a question, well, can I have this? Like she can get all of this stuff in a matter of 5 minutes, and she's still asking. We're at the Defiance Zoo. You get the Dippin' Dots. You get the ices.
Yes.
You get to see this. But can I have that? But can we go to the photo booth?
Yeah.
Because can we do this?
Yeah, so what's your answer? You can't say no, you know?
I be saying no.
But then Lillian.
You realize you got played.
Man, so what's up with that? Do these little kids just be asking? And I guess maybe when I was a parent that age, my kids already knew. Dad's broke. So he just ain't got it.
We're sharing the Dippin' Dots.
Hey, the only time we had love was at the dollar store. By the way, shout out to the dollar.
Nothing wrong with the dollar store.
By the way, the dollar store is $1.25 and $1.50 these days. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I had to go on this thing.
We haven't even started the segment.
Wait, Sheila says I'm usually between 18 and 22.
Yes. That's yes.
Ursula, yes. The next time I ever complain about my job,
yes,
I'm just going, Sheila in Port Orchard, just text me.
Yes, exactly.
Just text me and tell me how your day was.
Rhiannon says, this summer break is almost over and I'm still decompressing from my classroom of middle schoolers. Yeah, I would give me 7-year-olds all day long. Middle schooler, a little tougher.
Give me middle school. Give me middle school. The 7-year-olds.
Oh, that's such a fun
last
age
night.
For me.
And then I had to go work last night. And then I came home, and I didn't get home until like 10:05.
Yeah.
And I had to do all this stuff. And so I'm getting ready to go to bed at 10:45. And
here she comes.
She had this whole day, and then she was like, Grandma Lillian, she's gonna take me upstairs, and we're gonna watch Korean K-pop, the Demon Hunters or something like that.
Yes.
And so Lillian's right there in the loft, and she's in my favorite spot. She's in my favorite spot. Like I love my grandbaby. She's 7 years old, but get out of my spot. That's number one.
On a week like this one, on top of everything else.
Stressful week. So then I finally look at my wife. I say, okay, well, how long you guys got? And it's like 10:45. She says, it just started.
Uh-oh.
I said, all right, well, can you guys, I'm going to go to bed. So I went in my room because I got to get up at 3:30.
Yes.
I was asleep before Lillian got in. So I'm sorry that we're talking about this, but this is just what's been going on. I just got to tell you. And by the way, I love my grandbaby.
Of course.
7 years old.
And but her trip is almost done, right?
She goes back Sunday morning. I'll take her back.
You're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss her a ton.
I am gonna miss her a ton, but boy, do I have a respect and appreciation.
Yes, for sure.
All right,
as we should. Okay, well, let's get to it.
What's new at 10?
Okay, if you missed our last couple of segments, we were talking about this debacle, and again, reminder, Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson is going to be joining us coming up at 11 o'clock. But I just wanted to bring up something real quick that's not on your rundown, but you hear people are saying, what would it take to recall the mayor? Can you recall the mayor? Like, what can we do right now? We're, not even a year into her, or a year into her tenure, and she's got 3 more years to go. And I kind of did a quick look into this. And our state does not allow a recall just because you think a mayor is inexperienced or incompetent or has made some bad decisions. And you have to actually, if you're going to do a recall, you have to allege specific acts of malfeasance or a violation of the oath of office. And a judge would have to approve those charges before signatures can even be gathered. So I'm giving you that because a lot of times people say, can we just recall her? Well, it's a little more involved than that. And for a Seattle mayor, organizers would have to get signatures equal to 25% of all the votes that were cast in the last mayoral election. And for people like Mike and Edmonds who say, well, Seattle voters are getting what they voted for. Remember, she only won by a couple thousand votes.
Right.
And this is one of the reasons why I have such issue with people not filling out their ballots. Please fill out your ballot. Please have it postmarked by the Tuesday deadline.
You know what? I keep seeing a lot of people up under my Instagram posts and Facebook posts saying things like they want to recall, they wanted to step down and do all those things. I'm not asking that. Be better. I'm asking for the entire administration, top to bottom, be better, be accountable. It's okay to make a mistake.
Yes.
Quit trying to say things like, well, from my understanding, the communication with SP, no. The fish stinks from the head down. Be the top dog.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you mess up, it's okay. Just be accountable. Do I think it's possible for her to turn things around? Yes. Because I just want to say that in the month of June, just so we're clear, June and into July, we were the talk of the world.
Yes.
Everything was phenomenal.
Yes.
It was fantastic, even if there was trips being taken. We were phenomenal during that time. There were zero homicides in the month of June in Seattle. Has not happened since 1970. So my point, I think our issues in Seattle, first, they predate Katie Wilson. Mm-hmm. Some of the problems that we have, they predate Sean Barnes. So I'm not putting it all on them. I'm not doing that. But I'm going to tell you, since we're being vulnerable right now, Ursula, and I'm going to tell you what's really being talked about, and I'll tell you what's on my heart. What's on my heart is this. Sometimes I feel like the progressive leadership here in office today care more about Jimothy than Black lives. No, I'm being serious when I say that. If I was to go to a restaurant right now, ride with me for a second, don't make fun of me. If I were to go to a restaurant right now, and the restaurant says, I'm sitting at the diner, and she said, what can I get you, hon? And if there was only two things on the menu, I apologize, but I'm just telling you what's on my heart today. If there's two things on the menu, you got a choice, hon. You can have racist conservatives or racist progressives. You can only order one. If it were my choice, I'll take someone's racist that's conservative every day of the week. And the reason why I'm saying that, because at least sometimes I'm in situations and folks will tell me exactly how they feel. I know the target, and they'll say things to me like, G, I usually don't agree with you, but you made a good point right there. Sometimes these progressive racists, Ursula, they're like a ghost. I can't see them. And so I'm speaking like this because that is the feeling that I am getting that is plaguing Seattle right now. And this is why I'm not speaking on behalf of Black people, but I'm telling you some of the sentiment, some of the feelings that are had right here, because sometimes it feels like these voices in this city aren't being heard. However, folks will put a Black Lives Matter poster out there in their window and pretend they care about Black lives, but when you rack them and stack them and it goes down to it, they really don't. Hence the reason why what we are going through right now. What has happened, this mass shooting on that Sunday, how in the world did we get all straying away on all this other stuff? How did we look? Whatever your opinion is of Sean Barnes, no doubt. But how did we get to the point during a real investigation? And maybe you do want to fire him. Maybe you do want him to resign. This can't wait a couple weeks. This can't wait a month or so.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me why now? So that is what I'm saying. So
okay, but I want to go back to what you said, because you said it's weighing on your heart, and I want to make sure that you fully
I probably should
let it out.
Okay.
Let it out. And you said you would choose.
I would choose conservative racists. And by the way, I'm not saying that conservatives are racist, not just them, because I'm also. I just said on the menu.
You would rather know.
I would rather have conservative racists than progressive racists.
Yes,
because by the way, just so you guys know,
you're thinking that there's a lot of performative things that are going on, but deep down they don't really care about the things that they espouse to care about.
There's a lot of racism hidden with progressives, and so what they do is they say, "Oh,
okay,
I'm progressive, I'm liberal." Oh. And they hide in there, and so you think the cover is that there's no racism in there, and I'm telling you that there is. And I'm just saying, if I was on the menu, if it was the two, give me conservative racism, because at least I know where things stand.
And in the case of the mayor with the police chief, just kind of fill in the dots for us.
Well, the mayor with the police chief, here's my thing on that. She never wanted to keep, in my opinion, she never wanted to keep him anyways. Something that the police chief did tell me, right? He always knew that the day was coming.
She wasn't his.
They knew this. People around him knew this, right? They knew that eventually one day, whether it was going to be before FIFA or after FIFA, they knew one day it was going to come. So
does anyone know what that reason is, by the way?
No.
She's supposed to tell us at 11 o'clock. People think that she has not agreed to come on our show. She's going to hold a news conference. We're taking it live. We have yet to get any kind of response, right, Chef, in our repeated requests to get the mayor onto our show.
So I don't know what it is, but see, you get me saying things that I usually don't say on the air.
I have that tendency.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just going to say what it is.
Okay, yeah.
Because what's happening is here in Seattle, there is, look, again, we have wait, let me say this. This is a beautiful city, a city with amazing potential. We saw that in June. We saw that. Everything was rocking. And then something happens. And when something happened, look, you can't prevent that. Things will happen, unfortunately. But look at where we are now. Look at what the conversations are now. Look at what we are talking about now. We are talking about things that we have strayed away from talking about the impacts on the families.
We don't have even a suspect description or suspect's description.
Come on. You see what I'm saying? And so, again, this segment we started out, I don't want the mayor to resign. I don't want her to be recalled. I just want them to be better. Just be better. And I think that they can be. I truly believe that they can be better, because this Seattle, this way we are set up, we just saw it in June.
Yeah.
We were awesome then. And the funny thing is I had just taken, me and Lillian and Izzy, we had gone to the aquarium that Sunday.
Yeah.
We had gone to the aquarium, and when we were leaving, I said, man, Seattle really showing out. Because it was beautiful. Mm-hmm. We had a great time down there. I said, man, Seattle really showing out. Woo, it's beautiful. And then 3 hours later, that happens. And then that happens, and look at how things are unglued. Because usually, when you don't have a real cohesiveness and stick-activity when it comes to leadership, this is what we get. Right here. So
right now she doesn't have the support. We found out that council members were not even aware of it either. She had talked to 3, I believe, council members about her decision, but other ones were in the dark.
To be fair, one thing we've learned from this week is that both the mayor's administration and the police department are among the leakiest organizations we've ever encountered.
Yes.
So spreading the word around,
But you want to, if you're going to make that decision, get the council on board.
I wanna just say this, and I want to just say it again. And Ursula, I think you'll agree with this. SPD firing on all cylinders right now. The assistant chief, right? That potentially is going to be the next guy. Which, by the way, he came in also with them. I'm sorry.
And
they're
we're not even
on
talking
all cylinders right now.
We're not even talking about the great job they actually did in arresting one of the suspects, because so much energy has been sucked into something that
and by the way,
was unnecessary.
Outside of the chief, and this is a question I have for all of you, and you too, Ursula. Outside of the chief, how do you guys think the top brass, the command staff with SPD feels right now about all of this stuff going on right now? Considering the work and hard work that they have been put in, it's almost like it's thankless what they're being doing. Okay, everybody want to talk about the chief, but what about the rest? Because the chief was out of town, remember? He was out of town, and they performed this way while he was out of town. So, all right, Ursula. We weren't supposed to go there. But what you want to do next?
Okay.
Let's talk about Seafair.
Yeah, we're talking about Seafair.
All right, let's do that next. Gee and Ursula.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Holy smokes! The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorebook here, my cat is.
Friday mornings at 8:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
Progressive presents the Museum of You.
We begin our tour with a unique piece, a relic from the early big screen television era. Remarkable. Next, we find a juicer, which historians believe has only ever been used once. And finally, compact discs from the emo era. A rare find indeed.
Some things should be history, but until then, you could protect what's important to you and save by bundling your auto insurance with a renter's policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from Big Wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250. Say Mike Rowe. And be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250. Say Mike Rowe and let the savings begin.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000. Use code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T-level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Chaos overseas as tens of thousands of migrants surge into a Spanish enclave in North Africa. A national enforcement agency in Spain tells ABC News that 48,000 people of the 60,000 who crossed are back in Morocco, and at least 57 of them died in the incident. President Trump, during a cabinet meeting this morning at Camp David, says something similar could happen in the U.S. if the GOP loses control in the upcoming midterm elections.
If we're not in office, our country will be invaded at levels that made Spain look small time.
Here in Washington, Seattle has a new interim police chief. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson has appointed Deputy Chief Andre Sales following the resignation of Chief Sean Barnes after criticism of the city's communication following the deadly Bite of Seattle shooting. KIRO 7 TV's Nia Bliss has more.
Sales is no stranger to the Emerald City.
Provide that security and safety.
He joined the Seattle Police Department in 2025 after leaving a 20-year career with the Beloit Police Department in Wisconsin. Mayor Katie Wilson highlighted his accomplishments during his brief time in Seattle so far.
The Seattle Police Department.
In this Instagram video released Thursday afternoon.
Under his oversight, SPD's Gun Violence Reduction Unit and homicide detectives have continued to close difficult cases, including the arrest of a suspect in the fatal shooting of 2 teenagers near Rainier Beach High School.
While this interim role could become permanent for Sales, the union president says it's still too early to tell.
Seattle City Councilmember Maritza Morera says she had not received a call from the mayor regarding Barnes' status. She learned about Wilson's press release announcing Barnes' resignation from KIRO News Radio.
I think this was poorly handled, and it shows for inexperience. I think the whole situation has been amateur, and I can't imagine how this looks or feels to our residents.
And she points out that Wilson has not explained exactly why Barnes is stepping down now. Seattle is getting ready for a big night of music. Darling, you look perfect tonight. Ed Sheeran's Loop Tour rolls into Lumen Field tomorrow night with gates opening at 4 and the show kicks off at 5:30. Sound Transit is adding special Sounder train service to help move concert goers in and out of downtown. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. 19 minutes from Bellevue to Renton. Renton to Bellevue about 21. The Valley Freeway is under 40 minutes right now. Lake Bridge is still looking good, and it'll take you at least 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle. This traffic report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio. For your forecast, warm weather today. Highs will be in the low 80s. Right now, it's about 67 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I'm liking the chill music right now. It's kind of what I need.
Hey, Nick.
I think it's what we all need, right?
Kind of needed that, bro.
Nothing like yacht rock on a Friday, baby.
You know,
Yes.
you know how I feel about that yacht rock.
Welcome to the Gee and Ursula Show. And in just about 30 minutes from now, you're going to start hearing this. Yeah, it is Seafair weekend, Gee, and with everything that has been swirling around right now in the news, I think it's been easy to kind of overlook what is traditionally one of the biggest summer events in the Seattle area. And this year, like many years, the action is all centered at Genesee Park and Lake Washington. Thousands are going to be gathering today through Sunday for the hydroplane races, the air show, and, of course, the Blue Angels.
You know, what's that? Oh, since you played that music just now, you want to play it again to what you came in with?
Sure.
I want, because I got to ask you something about this music. This is okay. When you hear that music, Ursula, on a scale of 1 to 10, seriously, how excited do you get?
I do get really excited.
Because I'm just going to tell you that
I feel very prideful.
I think fellas enjoy that song way more, way more than you think. Because airplanes, Iron Eagle, Top Gun. I'm being serious. So when that stuff, when that music comes on, I get so excited. But I'm
curious though, and this is where I want everyone to weigh in. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Does Seafair still hold the same kind of value to you, or the same kind of? I know we're talking about excitement.
Not to me.
Was there ever a time when you really got into Seafair?
Yeah,
activities?
when I first moved here.
Right, me too.
When I first moved here,
you got to the log boom.
Oh man, and then well, at first I didn't know about all that. I just saw it from I-90 and everything, and then I had some friends with boats.
Yes,
I didn't have no boat. But I had friends with boats.
Yes.
And then Seafair got real cool.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I have a friend with a boat too, and the log boom experience was something I only saw through that.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed that more than you.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Now, the thing is for me, but there's a lot of things in life I'm not as hey, here's a truth thing. I don't love football the way that I did years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as we get older, our love for things. Now, however, I still think that Blue Angels, Seafair, and I think what it signals to you, everyone has a memory. Everyone has a Seafair memory. And some of the younger kids that are coming up, chef's kids are coming up, yeah, they might see those things, but you got to let them live too, because they're going to experience Seafair and get the love from it as well. It is a beautiful tradition here in this state.
Well, has it gotten to the point, though, where there are so many options that people don't just focus on Seafair? Because there was a time when Seafair was the thing to do in the summertime. And I've always enjoyed the little neighborhood parades. Mm-hmm. Do you know that this time around, I didn't even realize that the Torchlight Parade was...
Same.
When it was, I was like, wait a minute, what happened? And we're in the media.
Yeah.
Like, how did the Torchlight Parade escape my attention?
Well, I'll tell you why. I think that there's more things to do here. Think about it. Let's just take Seafair when I first moved here 27 years ago. This is my 27th summer here. When I first moved here, Bellevue wasn't a destination like it is now. Tacoma still had its aroma, right? So there's a lot of things that are happening today that weren't happening then. So my point is Seafair's great, but there's other things to do, and it might be like, well, Seafair's great, but it's not everything like it used to be. Or who was it that's made the comment was that you, Chef, that talked about how Seafair before all the sports teams? So you go back to the 50s and 60s when there was no sports teams here in this town. Seafair was everything.
Yes. So a majority of people who lived in this area would attend Seafair events. And I still love the Blue Angels. I know that there's some people who are against the Blue Angels flying. It's, whether it's environmentally speaking or the noise or the traffic or whatever it is. I still think it's a beautiful thing.
It's everything.
What's that?
It's everything. It makes grown men feel like they're 10 years old. It's everything, Ursula. And don't nobody care. Look, I'm just going to tell you.
I'm looking at you, but I'm just waiting for the text line to fill up. Was like, wait.
I'll give you a sweeping statement.
Uh-huh.
Men don't care nothing about the environment when them Blue Angels is going. They don't care nothing about it. All they thinking about is when they was 10 years old, when they was watching Iron Eagle, or they was watching Top Gun, and they was watching those, and you wanted to be a pilot, and you wanted to be an air fighter. Come on, man. It just is. Now, Chef, tell me how the Blue Angels make you feel.
All right, here's where I shine, and I'm so sorry. There are two battling threads on the Seattle Reddit communities right now, and one of them is love for Blue Angels, and the other one is hate for Blue Angels.
Okay.
Right? Most of the people on the hate for Blue Angels crowd, there is the environment, there is the noise, there is the
traffic.
It's inescapable, right? It's forced participation. It terrifies the dogs. It's PTSD. But one of the biggest themes, and Gee, you talk about, hey, it brings me back to being 10 years old. Because at 10 years old, when you're watching Flying Eagle or you see Top Gun, you don't realize that you're actually being propagandized. And I think, like, the military would tell you, Top Gun 2, Top Gun, those were the best recruiting efforts, like, successful efforts they've ever had in history. And when the majority of the people, I'll just sum it up. I got one comment here. Someone says, to echo a lot of sentiments, I'm a huge aviation fan, very patriotic, though. The war machines are the opposite of why I love aviation. How privileged are you that you get to hear warplanes flying over and think to yourself, boy, this is so thrilling and great. Like, there's a lot of conversation about, hey, this just reminds me of how the trillions we spent on the military, priorities, and undeniably, like, it's going to give you a sense of awe and power. How you interpret that?
I got to say, Ursula, I believe all that.
Yes.
But let me just tell y'all about Lil G.
Yeah.
Lil G back in the day, going to the Montford Point Marine Club with my dad, being around all the Marines, right? Oh, by the way, I went to military school. I was in military school, almost went to West Point.
Right.
Like,
what?
Military? I was about to be all you can be.
Okay, and what about those pirates? How come the Seafair pirates aren't even?
I'm out on that.
Because
I'm out.
I know.
That's weird.
So, you know, my son was terrified of the pirates.
Because he's smart. He saw what was going on way before Me Too.
Yeah.
Snatching ladies off the streets.
Chef makes all the great points. All of this and that. Give me my Blue Angels.
Yeah.
Give me Airplane and that noise.
I feel both.
I still love Seafair, and I want Seafair to get more spotlight, and something happened this year.
Nick, how about you and Blue Angels, bruh?
They're all right. They're cool. I've never been to Seafair before, but I'm driving by. I've seen the Blue Angels go over my head. It's pretty cool.
Nick,
and I've run into those pirates at Dick's Drive-In before. They're a character bunch.
I just want to say, Nick, you've been cheated. And what I mean by that is I wish you knew me 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah?
Because, boy, I'd take you out there, boy, you would have had a good time at Seafair. All right. Scenarios next. Gee Ursula.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over... Hi.
Hi, I'm Ursula Reutin from the Gee and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the Gee and Ursula YouTube channel.
Did you know that 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state? I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide financial support for breast and gynecologic cancer patients in our community. Join us at Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel in Woodinville for an unforgettable afternoon of inspiration. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd at nwhopeandhealing.org. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
This summer, I'm driving my first hybrid, the 2026 Subaru Forester Touring Hybrid, which I got at Carter Subaru. It's a beauty and has excellent safety features. Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealership with over 800 in stock, including the 2026 Subaru Outback for 0.9% APR. Carter Subaru in Ballard, Shoreline, or cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 7/31/26.
Summer is for going big.
Julio! Dead center field, solo home run, 4-0 Mariners.
Summer is for showing out.
Crawford, out of the glove, Emerson to first. What a play!
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Cal Raleigh with an RBI double. The big thumper comes through in the clutch.
Where else do you get 9 innings of eye-popping swings and snags? Plus fireworks that make your feet dance and your jaw drop. Oh yeah, and the guys have a dance of their own, a wind dance.
Party time at T-Mobile Park in the sunshine.
Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
The Mariners are back in town tonight with 50 Seasons Fireworks Night at 7:10. Presented by T-Mobile. Then don't miss Aloha Shirt Day tomorrow at 1:10. Presented by Fred Meyer. And Super Mario Day Sunday at 1:10. Featuring a Julio Rodriguez bobblehead giveaway. Thanks to Nintendo. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families can't afford the food their kids need to heal. A child recovering from surgery and the family struggling to put nutritious food on the table. That's why Seattle Children's, Safeway, and Seahawk, Jackson Smith, and Jigba launched the Food First Project to fight pediatric food insecurity by providing grocery cards, produce vouchers, and food as medicine programs for families. No barriers, just help. 12s, we need you. Learn more at Safeway.com. Again, that's Safeway.com.
When your closets don't work, the pantry's jammed, garage useless, most homes were never designed for real life. Charlie Harder here for Closets by Design. It's so much more than just closets, garages, pantries, laundry rooms, home offices, wall beds, all custom built. For a limited time, get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
When the heat's an 11,
cool AC would be heaven.
DayandNight.net. Stay cool this summer with a new AC or heat pump from Day and Night. And with installation, you'll get a free furnace.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Call us about installing a high-efficiency cooling system or servicing your existing one so you're cool when you need it.
Get a new AC or heat pump now from Day and Night to stay cool this summer. Plus, with installation, you'll get a free furnace.
DayandNight.net. Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Rev up your summer at LeMay, America's Car Museum. Explore the new British bike exhibition, professional level race simulators, and mark your calendar for Tacoma Cars and Coffee or family drive drive-in movie nights. Plan your visit now at americascarmuseum.org.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Let's get two scenarios.
Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
My partner and I finally get a date night after weeks of juggling work, kids, and life. We finally sit down, order our food, and I'm excited to just have some uninterrupted time together. But the entire dinner, there he is, scrolling on social media, answering texts, checking emails. Every time I bring it up, they say, I'm listening, I can do both. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there feeling like I'm competing with the phone for attention. So tell me, am I overreacting for being upset? Or is date night supposed to mean we put the phones away and actually choose each other for an hour? 888-973-5476 is the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. Ursula, you have the bat first.
Oh, my word. 1 hour? You can't even get 1 hour without a phone? Yeah, no, you're not asking too much. I would suggest maybe you're not asking for enough. Mm-hmm. And this person has been able to, your partner has been able to get away with it without you having consequences for saying something and basically him, and in this case it's a him, ignoring it. And that's rude. He's basically telling you he doesn't care what you want, that he can't even put away the phone. Probably doesn't know how to put away the phone unless he has an actual addiction. I think it is disrespectful. You're not overreacting. And I would, again, put my foot down and say, then otherwise, A, we're not going to go out to eat, or B, you start scrolling.
Mm-hmm. Well, first, let me raise my hand.
Uh-oh.
I'm raising my hand because I myself have had a problem with the phone. So much so that this week, Ursula, especially after Wednesday, Thursday, I said in the month of August, which, by the way, tomorrow is August 1st, everybody. By the way, your ballots are due. Please fill out your ballots to vote and go get those to the ballot box.
Yes.
I said for the month of August, I'm going to concentrate on my phone. And the reason why...
Concentrate on
putting my phone away.
Okay, good.
And the reason why is because Wednesday and Thursday of this week, it ruined... I don't like how much it ruined my day. And I'm not blaming the phone. It's just some of that news is hard. Some of the context behind it, hard. But it really messed up my day. Mm-hmm. And so I'm saying that to say, even sometimes when I am out to dinner or doing something relaxing or something like that, there might be something on social media that gets me, and then I go down a rabbit hole, and before I know it, I look up, it's been an hour.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I know for me, I am trying to be better in August.
But if Lillian told you, hey, Gee, could we have dinner just unencumbered? Can we put the phone? You would do it, right? Yeah. If someone asks you, if your partner, your loved one asks you, and you still do it, I think that's complete disrespect.
Yeah.
Well, and from a partner's perspective too, like you feel like you shouldn't have to ask that.
No.
Right? Gee, to your point, man. It's especially noticeable when you have kids around, right? And you have somebody who's constantly like, hey, grandpa, or hey, dad, hey, dad, hey, dad. And then if you get sucked in and then you realize like, wow, I didn't actually talk to my family for like they came home. I didn't see them. I didn't talk to them at all. And the whole time, it's poison, man. Put that stuff away.
Yeah. It's.
What are you doing right now?
I just looked at G as we're talking about this, and he wasn't quite listening to you because he was looking at his phone.
Because
G.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I saw it again. It came across my screen. Another thing, I need to take off notifications.
All notifications off.
Taking them
all
off.
of them.
Yep, notifications. So that's going to help me. Somebody keeps saying, why August? No, August is when I'm going to be focusing on it. I'm starting. I got to focus. Anyways, but there was a thing that came across that says, I lost all respect for you, running to tell the sheriff that he was going to lose his job. So I had to tell them I lost respect for them too. It's Chief.
Chief.
That's when you got to respond to it.
Like who has that access to you? Now G's texting again. Okay, Nick.
Well, you know, date night's supposed to be a time for undivided attention between the two, spending quality time with each other, especially if you're both busy with work or other errands that make the chances few and far between. So I, along with the majority of listeners, are begging the guy to just put the phone down for at least half an hour before you get stuck with the stigma of having that thing glued to your hands without being able to let go. Put it in a drawer or a room to avoid temptation. It's not that hard to keep it away for a short period of time. You'll be happy in the long run.
So notifications, that's what I can start with.
Yeah, dude. This is why I might miss stuff from you guys. I have no audible notifications and no banners that pop up at all. I get texts. That's it. Nothing.
That's a great start.
That's a great start.
And nothing audible.
Huh.
Yeah, for me, I need to figure out blocking TikTok.
I just go down
rabbit holes.
I'm not making an excuse. I'm not justifying it. But what we do I just go down rabbit holes in news.
Yes.
Like
if we all do.
You see a story.
Yes.
And then you want to learn more.
Yep.
You want to learn. You want to learn the context. You want to find out the history. Yep.
Like this person did this. Okay. I've never heard of this person. Who is this person?
Why? Who's involved? What's the reason?
Wait.
Right.
Date night husband is scrolling. I can do both. So, this is according to Julie. So, when he's ready for sex, the wife can be reading a book and she can tell him to do.
Stick around. The press conference is supposed to happen with the city mayor, Katie Wilson. Gee Ursula.
It's the best time of the year at Staples, with back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
All right, I'm talking with Phil Mitchell, who is a new buddy, and he's also an advertiser on the show. Phil, I'm really interested in people's stories. You have a pretty amazing background. You own Sunset Auto Family. You employ a lot of people. You do great business in the community, but you started at the bottom. Tell me a little bit about that.
Jake, I started in the car business as a lot attendant, basically washing cars with a hose and soap and water, and just happened to, be in the right position at the right time, started selling cars and did pretty good at that and became a sales manager. And I've had a lot of great mentors that have helped me and guided me. And so now it's my turn to be a mentor and try to do the same thing for somebody else.
That's fantastic. How many years have you been in this business now?
I've been in a long time, so I know every inch. I've done just about every job you can do in it. It's a family business. My son's in the business. He runs one of the stores.
Well, let me tell you what. I got 4 sons. One of them is looking for a job in about 4 years.
Bring him down, buddy.
I'm going to send him to the Sunset Auto Family.
I got a hose and bucket. Let's go.
I love it. Go see him at Sunset Kia in Auburn, Sunset Ford, and Sunset Chevrolet Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
KIRO News Radio is your chance to win 2 tickets to see Santana and the Doobie Brothers White River Amphitheater August 6th. Head to mynorthwest.com/win to enter and see contest rules. That's mynorthwest.com/win for your chance to win.
Clutter happens. Let Closets by Design save the day. For a limited time, get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Tune in to elevate your wealth. If you're 5 to 10 years from retirement, you do not have the time to deal with a market downturn. With Mark Stimson and Casey Elkins.
It's important that you know what the rules are, because if you don't, you can make some tremendous decisions that could adversely affect you, and you may not be able to go back and fix them.
Tune in to Elevate Your Wealth, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. President Trump at a cabinet meeting at Camp David in the past hours, taking credit for what he calls a deal with Israel and Hamas.
Nobody thought that would be possible, to disarm Hamas. That shows you how much success we're having with Iran.
Hamas says it will disarm only later if a Palestinian state is created, something Israel adamantly rejects. On Iran's military, Trump repeated it's been, his word, obliterated.
They've got some left, but soon they won't have some left.
Spain's government and local officials say about 60,000 migrants crossed the border, entering a Spanish region from Morocco in the past 24 hours. Local officials say about 48,000 have gone back voluntarily. FBI investigating a suspected Iranian cyber attack on Minnesota water systems. Officials saying hackers knocked offline dozens of water systems. Shortages caused by the Iran war led to American oil and gas companies reporting massive spring profits. This is ABC News. Officials in the western U.S. urge caution as a dangerous heat wave continues through the weekend. ABC's Trevor Alt.
70 million Americans are on alert for dangerous heat, with the Southwest especially in the crosshairs. And with that scorching heat comes an elevated fire threat.
We are now breaking in to join Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson, who is holding a news conference.
Amy Barden, Chief of our Care Department, and Fire Chief Scoggins. I also want to recognize Assistant Chief Tyrone Davis, who was in charge on Sunday at the Seattle Center and supporting the officers who ran into the line of fire to save lives. Chief Barnes was appointed by Mayor Harrell and made real contributions to public safety in this city. On Sunday, officers of the Seattle Police Department responded with professionalism, courage, and care for the people in front of them. Chief Barnes expressed his pride in them, and so do I. I am grateful for his service, and I share his hope that we can return our full focus to what matters most right now, addressing youth gun violence and making sure that every family in this city can feel safe in their neighborhood and across Seattle. That work does not wait, and I do not take lightly what it means to make decisions that affect people's safety and their lives. I love this city and the people who make it what it is. And this is what I know to be true about Seattle. This is a city full of people who are trying to do right by their families, their neighbors, and their communities. People who go to festivals and block parties and neighborhood events because they want to be together, because they want to enjoy everything this city has to offer and all of the wonderfully diverse people who live here. Every parent, renter, commuter, and immigrant should be able to walk to the light rail, drop their kids off at school, shop at a neighborhood small business, and cross the street without fear. Every neighborhood deserves parks and public spaces that anyone can enjoy and feel proud of. All young people should have positive places to gather and develop that don't involve guns and plans to harm each other. Belonging in this city includes the unconditional right to be safe in it. Keeping those people safe is the job. Everything else we want to build for this city starts there. Seattle deserves a public safety system that works. That means showing up for every neighborhood in the ways that work for them, investing in what keeps harm from happening in the first place, and making sure that when something happens, we send the right people and the right tools for what that moment requires. Safety built around what residents actually need, not just what we decide to give them. And that actually solves problems rather than moves them from one block to the next. That is what earning trust looks like. And I'm standing here because we are taking a significant step in turning that vision into reality. I have selected Deputy Chief Andre Sales to be the interim police chief of this department. I chose Andre Sales because he has done this job before and can hit the ground running. He served as chief of police in Wisconsin, where he led with a community-focused approach that strengthened both public safety and community trust. He has earned the respect of our police force in his time here, and that is exactly what we need right now. His background spans the full range of what this role requires. He has serious investigative and operational credentials, having led specialized units, including a drug and gang investigative unit, and served on a SWAT team for 12 years, including 4 years as team leader. He understands complex investigations. He understands tactical operations. He understands how to build and lead specialized teams. And he is deeply committed to community policing and youth engagement, consistently prioritizing the relationships between law enforcement and the people being served. That philosophy aligns directly with what I believe effective public safety looks like in Seattle. And he will not be leading alone. Deputy Chief Yvonne Underwood has been inside this department since 1997. She has led accountability reform, overseen use of force investigations, managed the Professional Standards Bureau, and built the systems that keep this department answerable to our public. She is the kind of steady, experienced leader that this moment calls for. I have confidence in this command staff, and I have confidence in the members of the Seattle Police Department who show up every single day to serve this city. Interim Chief Sales and I share a vision for what public safety in Seattle looks like, and he is ready to do the work it takes to get us there. Now I'm excited for you to hear directly from him.
Thank you, Mayor Wilson. Good morning, everyone. Mayor Wilson, thank you for this opportunity. I don't take this responsibility lightly. This week has been difficult, but I also know what this department and city are capable of when we come together with a common goal of keeping our community safe. My commitment to you all is simple. We'll be one department, united and grounded in service, pride, and dedication. It is not just a slogan, but a standard we at the Seattle Police Department hold each of us to. Every shift, every call, and every community interaction. The ongoing investigation in the Seattle Center shooting remains a top priority. The men and women of this department continue working tirelessly to identify and arrest anyone responsible. In light of the tragic incident, the Seattle Police Department has heard from our community about safety concerns at public gatherings and events. We hear you. We understand your anxiety. In response to these concerns, the Seattle Police Department will increase staffing at all remaining major summer events. The department is currently reviewing staffing plans for all other upcoming events, as well as will ensure we have an appropriate number of officers on hand. While SPD does not discuss specific staffing numbers at events, you can be assured that the busy events that's occurring this weekend will be fully staffed. You will see an increase of foot patrol officers, bike officers, poet officers, which is our police outreach engagement team officers, and other units from the police department. I look forward to the city's future, and I'm confident that ongoing efforts of our sworn professionals, staff here at SPD, to ensure the safety and transparency, which is my highest priority. Again, thank you, Mayor Wilson, and to everyone in the city of Seattle for providing me with this opportunity to work along this team and everyone in this amazing city. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Sales. I hope what you're hearing from Interim Chief Sales today helps you understand the confidence that I have in his leadership. The safety of people in this city is our first obligation, and we are ready to meet it this weekend and every day that follows. Now I want to talk about how we are moving forward to find a permanent chief. Permanent search will focus on someone who drives operational excellence and leads organizational change. About the process, we will be moving forward with urgency to begin a search for a new permanent police chief. The process for selecting a new permanent chief is set by the city charter, and we will follow that process with the transparency and community engagement the city deserves. We have let Councilmember Kettle know about our intention to partner on this search, and I look forward to working with him and the council on this process. It is a rigorous process with multiple layers of accountability, and that is exactly as it should be for one of the most consequential appointments a mayor can make. What the charter requires is a floor, not a ceiling. And I'm committed to making sure that the people of Seattle have a genuine voice in shaping what we are looking for in our next chief, and we will build real community engagement into every stage of this search. The people of Seattle deserve a voice in this selection, and I'm committed to making sure they have one. The chief will be accountable to the communities of this city, and that means the communities of this city need to be part of choosing who leads this department. As we move forward, we will be announcing a search committee that reflects the full diversity of Seattle, bringing together voices and stakeholders from across our neighborhoods and communities. We will build a meaningful engagement process into this search so that residents have a real opportunity to shape what we're looking for in our next chief. I want to say a little bit about what I will be looking for in a new permanent chief. I will be looking for someone who can be an effective leader of our police department from top to bottom. In particular, that means listening to and building relationships with the people standing behind me, the experienced and dedicated people who are leading our officers on the ground in neighborhoods across our city every single day. I will be looking for someone who can earn the respect of our police force while also leading needed changes to culture and protocol in a way that is firm and fair. I will be looking for someone who can practice clear communication in stressful situations. I will be looking for someone who is consistently present in Seattle, keeping travel to an appropriate minimum, and who also ensures that when they are away, there is sufficient SPD leadership in town to guide our city through any emergency. I will be looking for someone who can navigate the inevitable criticism that comes with this job and who can course correct with grace when needed. I will be looking for someone who understands the value of our alternative crisis response system, our care and fire departments and our service providers, and can forge the partnerships needed to make that successful so that we are sending the right response to every situation and our police can focus on policing. And I will be looking for a chief who moves in strong partnership with our accountability agencies to ensure effective policing in our city and active pathways for community feedback and input into how SPD approaches its work. We have work to do to reduce gun violence, to support our youth and keep them out of harm's way, to make sure that every neighborhood across our city feels safe and is safe. I know we can do this, and I know how important the relationship between my office and SPD is to our success. Despite the challenges of this moment, I feel deeply hopeful about the future of our police department and of public safety in Seattle. I believe that the vast majority of people in our city want the same thing. We want a response to public safety problems that is both compassionate and effective. We want our police to perform their essential role with professionalism and care, and we also understand that achieving true public safety goes far beyond policing, to how we invest in our communities, support our families and youth, and how we respond to and care for people in crisis. I believe that we can make great progress, and I am looking forward to working with Chief Sales, our police department, our city council members, and everyone in communities around Seattle to make this happen. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, so are you good? Yeah, okay, all right. James, why don't you go?
Mayor, you still haven't told the people of Seattle why. Was it him being out of the city too often? Was it taking too long to release information that night? Or was it the kerfuffle with the reporter? Or was it all four?
I will say that in the conversations that I had with Chief Barnes over the last few days that resulted in our mutual agreement to his resignation, there were multiple factors, some of which were related to the events of Sunday, but that certainly was not the only thing.
Mayor Wilson, I wanted to ask about your relationship with the City Council, because many of them were very critical of this decision and very critical of your leadership in this moment. I would give you a chance to respond to that and explain how you're going to improve your relationship with the City Council, especially as you need them to move forward with on policies for the city.
Absolutely. Thank you for that question. Yeah, I understand that many of my colleagues on the City Council disagree with the decision to move forward with a leadership change at SPD at this time. And I respect their differences of opinion. I guess what I will say is that as the mayor, as the executive of the city, I do have a different window into our police department than they do. And I'm confident that as we move forward with our search for a permanent chief, we will be able to come together, because I really think that we want the same thing for our city, and I think we're looking for a lot of the same qualities in a leader for this department.
And could you also respond to their criticism of your leadership in this moment?
I am making what I firmly believe is the right decision at the right time.
I'm going to go Omari, and then I'm going to jump over here.
Yeah, Chief, Mayor Wilson, you have released a high-level gun violence reduction plan, and much of that plan relies, of course, on the Seattle Police Department, buy-in from the council, and parts of our community. And right now, you've got a new police chief. You're at odds with the council, and at least some voices in our community, of course, objected to your move here. Considering the situation now, what is the status of this plan? And what does the timeline look like for you to be able to implement this gun violence reduction plan in our city?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited and extremely committed to moving forward with this plan, which, as you noted, has been in development this year in partnership with council members, in partnership with community, but we need to move forward, right? And some of this was kicked off, back in late January when we had the tragic shooting of youth in Rainier Beach, and that really kickstarted a lot of this. I really believe that we're going to be able to move forward more effectively now with this change. I really appreciate council's commitment to this work, and especially Councilmember Rivera, who I know has been working on these issues for years. My office participated in a symposium that she organized recently that included national experts in gun violence reduction. We've been talking specifically about the group violence interruption, which is a part of the strategy that's been successful in cities like Baltimore that we haven't necessarily really used here. So we are committed to moving forward with that work, and we'll be doing that in partnership with council members and community.
Okay, I'm going to go here, and then Chris, and then I'm going to jump back
This is
around.
Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson answering questions of reporters after announcing that the chief has resigned and introducing the new interim chief.
You've blamed much of the failures on Sunday night, the communications failures on Sunday night on the police department, and said that you didn't know that communication wasn't happening. Why didn't you know?
Yeah, and I want to be clear that I think there were gaps in communication all around, and I definitely want to own my part in that, right? I think part of this is communication failures within SPD, and part of that is communication failures between SPD and my office. And so we're taking steps now, both internally at SPD, to review protocols, make sure that they're being implemented so that there is clear and consistent, appropriate communication with the public much earlier when an incident like that happens. And that includes improving communication between my office and SPD. And I think, just to be very clear, one part that I want to take some responsibility for is just thinking back to the press conferences earlier this week, right? I should not have defended the failure to use Alert Seattle to get information out to the public. In our after-action review, I've since learned that there was a miscommunication between departments that led to that tool not being used when it actually would have been a good tool to use. So I think there's a lot of things that we can learn from and how Sunday unfolded, and we're really committed to moving forward in a better way. And this leadership change, I think, will facilitate that.
Yeah, Madam Mayor, members of the public are telling me that it appears, the optics are, that you are making Chief Barnes the fall guy for missteps that happened after the Seattle Center shooting including the 5-hour lack of information, except for a statement from your office which contained errors. What do you want members of the public who say you've made him the fall guy?
Yeah, I'll just say again, I firmly believe that I'm making the right decision at the right time, and part of this is a feeling of urgency around upcoming events this summer, including this weekend, wanting to make sure that we have the right leadership in place at SPD, the right communications protocols, so that as we move forward, we can be much clearer with the public if something like that should happen.
Can you have that in place with that fast a switch in leadership? Are we going to be ready this weekend?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want to open it up if Chief Sales wants to say anything about our preparations for this weekend. But again, we have seasoned, experienced leadership that has been already doing this work. And so we are confident as we move forward into the weekend.
Here, and then we'll come back over.
Mayor, this is obviously the biggest decision you've made during your term. The council is not here. The council is not standing behind you. The council, as you know, has criticized, and I want to get down to their exact words. Joy Hollingsworth, the council president, called this move irresponsible and it's a tad bit reckless. Deborah Juarez says the emergent issue is this: you do not fire your chief of police in the middle of a murder investigation. What we're seeing under this administration, her words, are more than just gaffes or missteps. I see a complete lack of leadership, and for some of us, no confidence in this administration. This has reached a level where we have to have a serious conversation about the confidence we have in this executive. So this is your chance to respond to the council. Why should the city of Seattle and this council have confidence in your leadership going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll repeat what I said to one of your colleagues here, which is that I respect their differences of opinion. And as the mayor, as the executive of the city, I do have a different window into our police department than they do. And I'm making the decision that I believe is best and urgent at this time for our police department and for this city.
Great. All right, Mayor, the last two chiefs have been asked to resign by mayors. Is there really a problem going on with these chiefs or within SPD, or is there something bigger systemically happening within City Hall and the relationship with City Hall and SPD?
I mean, I think it's no secret that the Seattle Police Department has had a lot of different challenges for a long time, and leadership change is kind of part of those challenges, but certainly not necessarily the root of them. So, I think moving forward, I will be looking for a leader who is really committed to the city, to being here, and really wants to lead the department in a good direction. And that means really building relationships within the department from top to bottom, and being both committed to a reform agenda, change when needed, but also in bringing the department along as we do that work. And
following up on that, in terms of making this position attractive to whoever is the final pick, right? How are you going to do that if there are concerns, hey, the last two have been ousted?
I mean, I think Seattle's a great city, right? We have great neighborhoods, and I think that the chance to lead a department like this and to contribute to such an amazing community, I think that is an attractive opportunity.
Lauren, and then we'll go back to Erica.
Returning to the subject of Sunday's investigation, there is still a suspect outstanding. Chief Barnes indicated earlier this week that there is the possibility of there being another suspect. Why has the department not released more information, including a description of the outstanding suspect or suspects?
Yeah, I think I'll defer to them.
Thank you for that question. When you look at the gravity of that situation, there were so many people involved over at the Seattle Center. And our investigation team want to make sure that we have the appropriate person that we're looking for. We don't want to have any injustices by taking someone in custody that may not be the actual shooter or involved in that situation. We are working diligently, we are working tirelessly to bring these people to justice. We're going to continue to do that as a police department, but at the same time, we want to make sure that we have it right. We don't want to put someone and take someone's liberties away from them because we think that is the person. We want to know 100% that is the person and bring that person into justice.
Okay, Erica. The department still believe there's no danger to the public?
We believe that whenever there's gun violence, there is a danger to the public. And we're going to say that, but we're going to continue to look for that person because guns cause danger to the public. It would be reckless of me to say that it's not, but we're continuing to go out and do what we need to do as a police department. But we know that this situation was amongst two fractions of people, and we're continuing to look for those individuals involved in it.
Okay, Erica?
This is also a question for Chief Sales. You
you, like Chief Barnes, became home out of town in Wisconsin, and I wanted to ask how much.
Andre Sales, interim chief, is now answering questions about the mass shooting on Sunday and
Thank you for the question.
suspect or suspects.
King County here. I also have a secondary home in Illinois, not in Wisconsin. I was a police chief in Wisconsin. I do frequently go back to visit my family, probably about every 8 weeks or so. But my wife spends most of her time out here with me. We're looking to make this our home, this our area that we can retire to one day. But right now, we have some kids that we need to get settled, and one day we'll make this area our home. But I currently live in East King County.
Mayor, this is a question for you. You talk a lot about transparency and trust. This is something that you campaigned on. So why did it take more than nearly 24 hours for the community and even council members to know what was happening with Chief Barnes? And can you be transparent about maybe the one single decision that Barnes made that it caused you to lose confidence in his leadership, or was this just solely about what happened at the Fire of Seattle and that miscommunication?
Yeah, absolutely. So, conversations between me and my office and Chief Barnes over the last couple of days, these are confidential personnel conversations, and we had to have those conversations and come to the agreement around our path forward, around a resignation. We also had to have conversations with potential interim chiefs. These are sensitive, confidential matters, and so it was simply not appropriate or possible for us to share the outcome or details of those conversations until those agreements and decisions had been made. And I know that, rumors were flying around and there was impatience, but, this is simply part of leading a large organization where you have to have sometimes these confidential processes.
So why not have these conversations and maybe even alert city council members who, even the public chair of the safety committee said that he never received a phone call, that they found out, many of them, through the local media?
Yeah, we were in the process of having conversations with council members, and rumors started flying before we were able to complete those calls.
Okay, we'll go here and then we'll go there.
So you talk about the rumors and the speculation. I think it's because there's a void in information and the transparency of what happened Sunday night. So just want to ask again. You have command staff who was there in those meetings, and many of them are here tonight. We're hearing that your office told them to hold off on media briefings. Are you telling the truth when it comes to that night about your office telling them to hold off?
Yeah, so to be transparent about what happened, the piece of this that my office was directly involved in and that I want to own is in the time period from 9:45 p.m. to 10:45 p.m. when the press conference ultimately took place. I learned at 9:40 p.m., 5 minutes before 9:45, that a press conference was being planned at Seattle Center. At that time, if I had known that next to no information apart from my own office's blog post, had been shared with the public since the time of the incident at 6 p.m., I would have immediately said, yes, tell the press everything you know.
I'm talking about 7:45 to 8 p.m.
Yeah, in that, absolutely no direction from my office not to share information.
You had no communication from your office to anybody at SPD at that time.
We had communication, but we were not directing anyone to
How did you not know that no information was coming out for 5 hours? How did you not know? Did you not turn on the TV? Do you not look at an app on your phone and no one in your administration did?
I was not watching the TV that evening.
Did no one in your administration knew that no information was going out to the public about a mass shooting that happened at the Seattle Center? No one knew.
The reason why we put out a statement on our website around 8:45 p.m. is because at that point we did realize that nothing was getting out there, and we knew that the public was desperate for information. So we put out a statement with the best information we had at that time from SPD, which, as everyone knows, included some misinformation about the number of suspects who had been taken into custody.
And you didn't call the police and say, get on the dime, please?
Communications were flying around, and I personally, at 9:40, was not aware that basic information such as the status of Seattle Center campus and information about potential suspects at large had not gotten out in any form. And that information should have been shared earlier. It could have been shared in a number of forms. Social media, the SPD blotter, our emergency alert system, potentially an off-site press conference.
All of the media that was there.
Yeah.
Again, it begs the question why.
Sorry, sir. We're just going to go to the next one, okay?
So Sunday's miscommunication
is bad. What's not understandable is on Monday at 1:30, King County Prosecutor's Office presented evidence that the 19-year-old who died at Seattle Center was actually part of the shooting. Less than 2 hours before that, you held a press conference with the police chief and didn't disclose that information. It is not possible in any world that the King County Prosecutor's Office did not have that information very, very early on Monday. How is it possible that you didn't have that information? And specifically, if it wasn't your office, how did SBD communicate that to KCPAO, but not to you?
I will just say that I was not aware of that information at that time. And also, just for everyone's knowledge, that was also the root of the misinformation about 2 suspects being taken into custody. That second suspect... I understand, but I was just clarifying something else for people.
Right,
which was...
but again, my question is, I think you do owe the public an explanation for how there was a breakdown in communication. Since SBD gave that information to KCPAO, how did it not give it to you?
We did not have that information in my office at that time.
Okay, we're going to go one here, and then we're going to jump back over here.
Hi. So, tagging along to what my colleagues said over here, since 2000 there have been around 10 police chiefs, and only one of them have been temporary or only one of them have not been temporary or fired. So I've been hearing a lot of, I will do this, I will do that for the next police chief, but I've also been hearing a lot about community. So how are you, especially in such a short time, going to get the community aspect on a good police chief, especially in the Chinatown International District, a place that have been neglected by Seattle police so much?
Yeah, so we are committed to making sure that communities around Seattle are involved in this process, and so we're going to be working on that, and we'll come out with more of a plan soon.
What communities specifically? Because I didn't hear you mention the CPC, I didn't hear you mention CARE, I didn't hear you mention the BIA, who does a lot of work in Chinatown or We Deliver Care. So who specifically will be involved in these conversations if it's not the people who live here?
It is the people who live here, and communities around our city and many organizations have a stake in this process, and so I'm not going to list them because there's going to be some I don't list, right? But we're going to create a process that invites input from multiple angles.
Okay, all the way in the back there. You've been with your hand up. And then we'll go with the yellow tie. Yeah, and then we'll go to
for Chief Sales. What can you disclose right now about the particular suspect or suspects? What is the status of this? What does the public need to know about this? How can they help? What is the situation as far as finding this person?
I think we're very close in that finding that suspect and taking that suspect into custody. I've been working with Assistant Chief Nicole Powell on this matter. After we're done here today, we're going to meet with our detectives on this and then start moving forward in the right way, like I said earlier, to bring the right person to justice. We want to identify the correct person. We don't want to have a person that's arrested that may have just been running to save their lives. It is paramount that we get the correct person. I do not want our police department to be put in a bad situation where we're arresting the wrong person. I wish I could give you that information right now, but for the integrity of that investigation, we want to keep that close to the vest right now and make sure our detectives have the best angle to take that person into custody. We're going to get there, and that's what we're doing.
Chief, is your home in...
I'm sorry?
Searching for one person or multiple people?
He's asking if there are multiple suspects.
Okay.
Chief, is your home in East Seattle? Is your home in East King County in Seattle?
It's not.
Thank you.
Mayor Wilson, there's a lot of questions in the room today about your relative lack of experience. It's something that was brought up on the campaign trail. Black community leaders brought it up yesterday. As Chris alluded to, council members have brought it up as well. You're 7 months into the job. What can you say to community members who are concerned that you have not, at this point, shown the leadership capability to run this city for 3 more years?
I'll just say I'm working with a great team, and I believe that we are making the right decisions for this city.
Okay, right here, and then we'll go to you.
2 quick questions. So was the chief opposed the fact that he never fully moved to Seattle, that he was out of town a lot? Was that an issue for you, that he wasn't here?
Again, there were multiple factors that figured into the conversations between me and Chief Barnes that led to the decision that he would resign.
How does the severance agreement work? Does he receive an extra year's pay? Was there a sweetener thrown in?
We had conversations about the terms of that agreement, and we came to an agreement. I'm not going to be sharing details of that at this time.
Okay, Natalie?
Why not?
With a statement that came out yesterday afternoon from the Police Officers Guild, it just said that with your administration there's been confusion, there's mixed messages and chaos surrounding Barnes, and that public safety does not seem to be your priority. I want you to just address that. What would you say about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say again that there were really good reasons why we weren't able to offer information about Chief Barnes and our path forward until we had actually finalized those agreements and decisions. And as soon as we did that, we sent out a release yesterday and planned this press conference.
Bob Kettle says by any measure, the chief's tenure here was successful. Do you agree with that? And if not, what was the straw that broke the camel's back?
I will just repeat that as the mayor, I have a different window into the police department than many of our council members, and I made the decision that I firmly believe was the right one at this time as we are moving forward with the summer to put us in the best position to keep our community safe and to communicate transparently with the public.
The public deserves more than that, though, Mayor. Respectfully, you can say I have this window into the police department that nobody else has, but that's not good enough for the public. What wasn't Sean Barnes getting done? Crime is down, recruitment is up, major progress has been made in the last year and a half under his tenure. What wasn't he getting done?
I'm grateful for Chief Barnes' service, and I outlined in my remarks some of the qualities that I will be looking for in the next chief. I would just say that I believe that the path we are on now is the one that is going to put us in the best position to achieve our public safety outcomes, and that includes transparent communication with the public. That includes operational relationships throughout the department that are going to allow us to actually achieve our goals.
But Mayor, we're going to do about 3 more, so we're going to go over to Connor now, okay? So we're going to let Connor have a conversation.
You were listening to a news conference held by Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson. She is getting peppered with questions about her own leadership abilities, in addition to decisions she's made to force the resignation of the chief, Sean Barnes, and naming Andre Sales as the new interim.
Culture of secrecy on no transparency.
I think there's a lot of information out there that can suggest to people the reasons why this decision was made. What I'm saying is that there were multiple factors. The events of Sunday certainly played into it, and I think we've discussed some of the gaps and lapses that happened. And again, my decision here is based on what I believe is going to be best for this department and for the city moving forward.
So you had a chief.
About your process and how you're going to be working with the mayor here. It sounds like there's some concerns that.
Yes, I think the biggest thing is, first, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that Chief Barnes and I are friends. We will remain friends. I had the opportunity to come over with him from Wisconsin, our work that we did together. And then also my friend and colleague, Yvonne Underwood, that we've known for several years, had a role with me coming in here. I think this morning when I had a meeting with the mayor, some of the things that we're going to do as a police department is to be very proactive. If you look at some of my statistics from when I was in Beloit, Wisconsin, we were a very proactive police department, identifying the individuals that are causing the gun violence and the gang problems in that city. And we're going to identify them here in Seattle, and we're going to put an effort, a concerted effort, into identifying those individuals, making the appropriate arrests, and sending them over to the King County Prosecutor's Office. The message that I received this morning and the message that I gave to the mayor aligns with what we want to do. It's about public safety. It's about being committed and working together, not just as a police department, but as the police department, the mayor's office, and the council members of this city of Seattle, and working with our outreach groups. It takes all of us. And I know it's cliche, but it takes the village to save some of these individuals in this community, and that's what we're going to do. So that's the message that we have.
I have one more question, and it's going to go to Connor because I called him.
Mayor Wilson, you said that you do have a window into SPD. So when were you aware of former Chief Barnes's travels, and for transparency that you said that you want to have for SPD, are you going to release his full calendar to show exactly how much he actually traveled during his tenure?
We can discuss releasing that. I think that should be a matter of public record.
And when were you aware specifically? You said you had a window into
of travel specifically.
Yeah, how often he traveled.
I mean, I think that has been something that has been discussed in public for quite some time.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Chief, are you going to seek a job?
And that is the end of this press conference. You heard it. We're seeing your reaction in real time. A lot of you texting in on our Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. But Gee, what are you taking away from this?
Every time she speaks, she removes all doubt. Every time she speaks, I realize how in trouble the city is because of that leadership. I heard him say under his breath about the new interim police chief, about him having a good presence. Well, he does. He does have a pretty good presence. But he is potentially going to suffer the same fate as far as when it comes to lack of communication. And if there's one thing that by the way, amazing questions. Shout out to Heather Bosch. She was amazing in those questions, and James Lynch. I want to go back to the 5 hours. And I want to go back to one, Ursula. She admits at 9:40. It happened at 6 o'clock. At 9:40, she was not aware that the public hadn't been given information. She admits that, and she says, I take ownership of that. You're the dang old mayor. Heather Bosch says, you didn't turn on the TV?
Yeah.
You didn't.
She actually said, I wasn't watching TV.
Yeah,
some of your people should have been watching, knowing that the media was demanding that we get information, and we had none.
Now, someone in the crowd, I don't know who it was, Ursula, someone said, well, wait a minute. Are you saying that there was no communication between your administration and SPD by the time of 8:20, 8:30? And she says, yes, there was communication, and they went to something else. This is what I want to know, and this is what I think she needs to be asked on record. Did SPD ask your office if they can communicate directly with the public with a press conference before 8 o'clock? Answer that.
Mm-hmm.
Because
you know otherwise.
My source tells me that they did ask her administration to talk to the public before 8 o'clock, and the answer was no.
Yeah.
Now, look, I want to say that again. My source says that. My source within SPD says exactly that. So if it's wrong, let's stay on that specific question going forward. And we need to find out the answer to that. See, when we start getting into, like with everybody's travel, it's over. You guys want to release the travel.
But the reality is, and she alluded to it, she has talked to him about the travel before. Now, my sources say it has been an issue. She's talked about it before. And we talked about why now? Why now? So she says there was a sense of urgency given Seafair and all these other big events happening. And she wanted to have that change right now, even though it meant she didn't tell the city council. I mean, I'm just going to say flat out, looking at her, because for those of you listening, just looking at her, I felt like it was deer in the headlights. I felt like she was drowning. And she can't say in detail why she says she has this window into the police department, but they've got an agreement now. I mean, so he resigned. Mm-hmm. They obviously signed a bunch of things, so he doesn't sue, and she doesn't disclose. You know, it's going to come out eventually. Mm-hmm. But bottom line, I don't have more confidence in this mayor. And I mean, I've never heard a press conference where people were the reporters were flat out telling her, you know, no one has confidence in your leadership.
Right. When I was younger and I was lying to my mom, I would come up, and I don't know if you guys have ever done this when you've told some lies. I would do my best to talk about other stuff, to clout. But my mother, as you guys know what she did for a living, for 35 years, she was a probation officer in Chicago. My mother was so good at, no.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that.
Yes.
I want to talk about this.
Yes.
And what do I think this is in this situation?
Yes.
Okay. On Sunday, it happened, the tragedy happened at 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
The chief of police, Sean Barnes, was not here. Let's put Sean Barnes out of this topic now. He wasn't here.
No.
He was in Dallas. The people that are command staff, the people that you saw there were here.
Yes.
The people, they did their jobs. Forget about Sean Barnes. Forget about his travel. Let's talk about 6 p.m. till 9:45 p.m. or 9:40 p.m. when you said that you knew. That should be the only conversation because somebody's lying. I don't want to hear, oh, there's miscommunication. No. SPD did everything right all the way through. This isn't bad communication on SPD.
Yeah, someone blocked
this is your office. So I think what happens is we're being fooled. We keep talking about all this other stuff. Forget all that other stuff. Talk about 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., 5 hours. And then when you talk about that, talk about the fact that we still don't have a description of a suspect. Today, they don't have a description, and they have not given us that.
Yes.
So, again, all this other stuff we're talking about, Ursula, it is to cloud your mind.
It's a deflection.
That's it. Talk about that.
Well, and she did say something. Okay, so coming up next, because instead of we hear you, she did say something that stood out that you can read between the lines, what she's looking for in the next chief. And I think in that answer had questions about why she did not think Chief Barnes was the right person. We'll have that next.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Don't wait. Insulate. Last year, American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $2 million in insulation rebates from PSE, more than any provider in the state. If your home was built before 1990, you're eligible for recouping up to 95% of insulation replacement costs. Insulate with American Crawl Space and keep your home warm during the winter and cool during the summer.
American Crawl, the heroes you crawl.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Did you know that 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state?
I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide financial support for breast and gynecologic cancer patients in our community. Join us at Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel in Woodinville for an unforgettable afternoon of inspiration. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd at nwhopeandhealing.org. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
I started Davis Law Group in 1994 to fight for the underdog. And as our team has grown, we've stayed true to that mission. Today, Davis Law Group is known for providing excellent service and even better results. Visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com to get your free book on car accident law.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Your old water heater's starting to peter.
DayandNight.net.
Day and Night has $150 off installation of any new water heater, including tankless, backed by a free lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Bruce. When your old water heater leaks or fails, the damage could be catastrophic. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Get $150 off installation of any new water heater.
DayandNight.net.
All right, Ursula, you had some sound at everybody. By the way, Barry the 253 says, I bet you guys wish you had another hour left on the show.
Yeah.
Barry, you ain't never lied.
Yes, we do. But the conversations will continue on the Jake and Spike show. But right now, we do need to talk because you were practically crawling out of your skin when you were listening to this news conference. And you emphasize there are several hours that are critical when we're talking about this. I mean, I've already said I think she had it for him even before what happened on Sunday.
True.
And she mentioned that there were other issues. And I do want to play a soundbite, but just reiterate what it is that you are really focusing on and where you say someone is not telling the truth.
It's like a magic trick, Ursula. You guys go to Vegas and you go to magic shows and you're watching all these other things. Let's focus on the hours of 6 p.m. and 11 p.m., that 5 hours. And then after that, let's talk about 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And the reason why I'm bringing up 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., because my source tells me that SPD wanted to talk to the public before 8 p.m., and they were told no. Now, either my source is not telling the truth, or the mayor, their administration is not telling the truth. But let me go back to the point. I don't want to talk about nothing else. I don't care about the travel other than, can you give us a description of a suspect? Seems like the answer is still no. Can we find, I want to talk about that. And if we all key in on the 5 hours, that should be the only topic. And oh, by the way, Chief Sean Barnes was not here.
Yes. And when a chief is out, there is a command staff, and there's a chain of command.
And they were great.
Yes.
And they were great.
I have one very tiny question, though. Does anyone know if Barnes was in communication with police leadership on Sunday?
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So she did, during the news conference, mention what she's looking for in a new chief.
I will be looking for someone who can practice clear communication in stressful situations. I will be looking for someone who is consistently present in Seattle, keeping travel to an appropriate minimum, and who also ensures that when they are away, there is sufficient SPD leadership in town to guide our city through any emergency. I will be looking for someone who can navigate the inevitable criticism that comes with this job and who can course correct with grace when needed. I will be looking for someone who understands the value of our alternative crisis response system, our care and fire departments and our service providers, and can forge the partnerships needed to make that successful so that we are sending the right response to every situation and our police can focus on policing.
So I would say that answer right there is the reason why she parted ways with Chief Barnes and why she can't say it out loud. She can't say it because they now have this agreement so that he cannot sue the department. But
you like that answer?
No.
Let me tell you why
what I like about the answer is that it answers what she could not answer.
Okay, let me just tell you why that answer she gave is the best answer that she's ever given since she's been mayor. You want to know why?
Why?
Because that answer is what Seattle is looking for in a mayor. Play it back. Play it back what she said.
I will be looking for someone who can practice clear communication in stressful situations. I will be looking for someone who is consistently present in Seattle, keeping travel to an appropriate minimum, and who also ensures that when they are away, there is sufficient SPD leadership in town to guide our city through any emergency. I will be looking for someone who can navigate the inevitable criticism that comes with this job and who can course correct with grace when needed. I will be looking for someone who understands the value of our alternative crisis response system, our care and fire departments and our service providers, and can forge the partnerships needed to make that successful so that we are sending the right response to every situation and our police can focus on policing.
Alternative. What's up with them cameras? Huh? Huh? She talk about alternative. Everything she said, that's what Seattle's looking for in a mayor.
And now a chief. And by the way, Andre Sales seems like a likable guy. I think from what I hear from within the ranks, he's well liked. But it sounds like he also has a home in Chicago. So wait, now he did say that he and his wife are looking to make it a permanent home over here. But man,
I'm gonna tell y'all something.
What's up in Chicago?
Let me tell you something. I'm out of here. Ursula is petty. She know dang. Oh, gee, what's up with that? I'm out of here.
We'll have more to talk about on Monday.
Thanks, Ursula. Thanks, Chef. Thanks, Nick. The Jake and Spike Show coming in next. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Don't miss the Mariners' 50-season celebration night, August 8th, presented by Daktronics. Witness the most iconic gathering of Mariners greats in franchise history as the top 50 players are unveiled at T-Mobile Park. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's best eggs. They're just so delicious, with better nutrition, too. It's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half-heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and Elder Law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, you're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps. Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Federal Way August 1st, Puyallup on the 4th, Tacoma on the 6th, or Bellevue August 8th. Space is limited, so sign up today at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
KIRO Newsradio is giving you a shot at 4 tickets to see the Seahawks in their preseason home opener, Saturday, August 15th.
To enter, open the KIRO Newsradio app or visit mynorthwest.com/win for details.
You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your chances.
Enter daily from July 28th through August 3rd.
Full